Therefore, Biafra must be restored, for there is nothing the enemies can do about it. We have come that the will of the Most High may prevail. Radio Biafra is unorthodox. The way we do things are markedly different from how others do it. We are under divine instruction. We have come that Chukwukika Biama may take control of these very proceedings this evening, for we are nothing without him. O Elohim, Chukwukika Biama Purimihenine, unto thee we repose all that we are. Do not allow your children IPOB to be put to shame. Do not allow us to be devoured by the hands of the wicked. Do not allow us, O mighty one, to fall prey to those who do not know thee. You will deliver us, not because we are righteous, but because of your mercy. Hear our cry and our supplication. We are not armed. We have not killed anyone. We have not jailed anyone. We have not done anything at all to warrant the level of destruction and carnage being visited upon your children. The same way Israel suffered, so is Biafra suffering today. And if you, Elohim, can deliver Israel, so will you deliver Biafra. That is our hope. That is our anchor of everything that we hold dear as a race and as a people. You brought Biafra that light may come into Africa. You gave us hope because we are in a continent of hopelessness. And by thy grace, Biafra shall be restored. We shall be resurrected. We shall crown our efforts with the glory by the grace of the Most High himself. We are not strong. We do not pretend to be strong. All we do is to submit ourselves to your will, that your will may be done upon our lives. We have lost many people. We have lost so many good people. Their sacrifice will never be forgotten. We shall honor them, and for their sake Biafra will come. Israel lost people, and today Israel is here as a beacon of hope in a land filled with darkness. We beseech thee, Elohim, because we are wandering all over the world, hoping against every hope that things will turn around for the better. It has never turned around for the better. Instead, it is getting worse. Please do not abandon your children. You have given us a commission, and we must accomplish it in our lifetime. We have come to honor your holy name. We have come to praise thee. We have come to honor thee, that your name may be glorified, adored, and praised forever and ever. Ise, Ise, Ise. I welcome each and every one of you, wherever you are all over the world. And I ask
Sorry for that. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wonderful people of Biafra. I think my mic was off in a bit. Sorry about that. I must proceed. My name still remains Mazi George is Umeh. I reside here in United Kingdom. And I'm reaching you out from UK, and it's 10 minutes on top of the hour, whatever you are listening from. Now, this evening, I just came here to do a straightforward justice based on the propaganda and servitude that have been peddled around by some, hoodlums, or what I call them. These are not IPOB members, because every designing IPOB member should understand what our code of conduct has entailed. I have to put this straight because at the end of the day, we all know where they are trying to drive IPOB, and for some of them that have saying that IPOB is going to be proscribed or tag terrorist, but there have been the ones that are making some utterances that actually could allow international community to designate IPOB as a terrorist, or if there's need to be, but we are not, because we are peaceful people. And our leaders still maintain that they want peace too. They want total peace and tranquility in Biafra land. Now, this evening, what I want to show you and what I want to say is very straightforward. 2 days or 3 days ago, there's an outburst about China Sanwo writing something on his page. This guy, like I said, he is the real imposture, because every single human being knows that Buhari is dead, is late. But Fulanis are smart, they're smarter than us, and you must have to accept that, whether you like it or not, until we do otherwise. But as long as Fulani rules us, they are smarter than us. Because if they kept the deceased brother, which is the late pedophile, for over 7 years and still rule you and cause mayhem in your land, allow their own kit and kin from every part of West Africa to invade your own land, means that they're smarter. I have to admit this until otherwise. Now, one thing I want to say tonight is this. It's very, very important that we understand where we are going and where we are coming from. Because at the end of the day, the enemies at the gate are those within the IPOB. Some of them are serving as a principal officer. Some of them are members they have recruited. Because oftentimes they use the word of recruit. I don't know who is recruiting who. In IPOB, we all of us sworn an oath. We came out to deal with the issues as a gatekeeper. And today, so many things are happening. I want to make it abundantly clear here that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we have this issue 2015. Like I said, their script never changed. What Obete did, he couldn't succeed in 2015, is exactly what he's repeating himself. And what Uchenna Asiebu and his cohort could not achieve, Chike Doziem, which is Uchenna Asiebu's boy, is now trying to achieve that mandate, which is the pronunciation and the suggestion they brought in. Even Debu might say he was going to create a parallel IPOB, which he succeeded doing. He succeeded doing that because they allowed it to happen. Anybody today giving order or any whatnot is because Chike Doziem bite into it. Banon at large. There is no if but. Unequivocally. Quote me anywhere. So every agenda that some of you that were around 2015 will bear me witness, because someone like us, we don't forget things. We will quote and tell you time and date. There's nothing different from 2015 and now. All is seeing that those that are pretending. That is why Onyendu urged all of us to go and watch Enemy at the Gate. Double standard, that is what it is. So the outburst we had was the Onyendu was poisoned. Every single of us know that our leader have an health issue. She have a chronic ulcer. And he has eye problem as well. We all know. If you're a member of IPOB and you're inside as a principal officer, and all those on Facebook are looking for something, you will understand that our leader has been ill. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu health and life is in the hands of Chukwu Kabia. If Onyendu of Infinite Mercy, what happened in Kenya after what they did to him and still brought him back? Or should we go back to what happened in September 14th, 2017? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu survive all this. Or when he was in Kujo prison, they shot Kazakhstan inside his cell for him to die because they know he was having issues. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is undiable. Until Chukwu Kabiam is the only one that can take away his life. For your information. Now, this guy they call Nemeka Ejiofor was not actually IPOB lawyer. He came in from representing Ohanaeze Ndigbo, witnessing what is happening in court. Because of the issue we are having, Ejiofor fell woefully. Onyendu will not pass any message because, like I said, I don't need to play his voice again. He claimed one time he was the most trusted about Onyendu. He was lying. Because there's something that's holding Ejiofor till tomorrow morning until he answer Ejimako's email about Onyendu expelling the common criminal in Germany. They call Chinedu, Collins Chinedu, whatever his name is, the former national coordinator. He hasn't done that. That's why he is not capable of sending any message or delivering any message to anybody, unless to those cabal within IPOB, Chikedozie and cohort. But now they have lost it because Ejiofor, Nemeka Ejiofor found his voice when Onyendu gave that message about the sit at home. And no one knows him. But now they have gone into him. These men have got a bit of him. What happened 2 days ago will show you that what we've been crying and been saying for a long time, there is no if but. And Kanu Takanu will always be exonerated because Kanu Takanu is not that kind of a person that he doesn't talk behind. He will advise. He's there. He's a gatekeeper. He's an IPOB member. And it's Mazi Nnamdi Kanu younger brother. So for your information, he lives in Germany. If he lives in the UK, he understands how the system works. He does not lie. All the important meetings within UK here are across board. Kanu Takanu attended. Even our leader wife said it to you guys when she came first time on Radio Biafra. He told you first interview, Kanu Takanu was involved. You can't take it away from Kanu Takanu. That is, Kanu Takanu is Onyendu's younger brother. If you don't like it, commit suicide. For your information. If you don't like Kanu Takanu, the only thing you will do is take your life. Because nothing will change. And Kanu Takanu is not going anywhere. For your information. Kanu Takanu, I said Kanu Takanu is not going anywhere. Uchemofo worked with Kanu Takanu. I'll put the picture. Uchemofo is alive. He might say something because dispute. Uchemofo devil entered him and may he so rest in peace. But Uchemofo knows. What I want to clarify tonight is about the falsehood Barrister Nemeka was forced by this idiot, that hoodlum China Sanwo. Because now Chikedozie does not have voice. He can't speak. Just watch the two memo that he just wrote was the one that is Ayoba. These are errand boys. After he wrote it in the Facebook word, then now he enacted it on our head, he used our letterheading now to make it official. But that's not official for Chikedozie. Chikedozie have lost it. He doesn't have the power. Onyendu does not designate any message to Chikedozie. I want IPOB to listen to me. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu does not convey any message to Chikedozie. That is why on that sit at home that Chikedozie disobey Onyendu, for him to redeem sit at home in Biafra land, which have cost another mayhem in Biafra land, he passed it through Ejiofor. This guy called Nemeka Ejiofor, which is not even an official lawyer to Onyendu. He's just like a messenger. But Onyendu fired it wordy, but now the guy have ridiculed himself because I'm going to pull what he wrote on Facebook, even he bring it down and Kanu Takanu tweeted, because we don't just come out and talk. We have our facts and figures out before we come out. And I will show you Chikedozie memo where I've just we highlighted it to let Biafrans understand. He has got no mandate any longer to Chikedozie to write memo representing IPOB. Quote me anywhere. We're IPOB. And there's no permanent position in IPOB. Even Chikedozie, if there's something he signed or whatever in the country that he lives, probably his office will not last more than 2 years. So we understand all this, how they work. So what I want to lay bare tonight is about the servitude they are brought in, claiming that they poison Onyendu. We know Onyendu have an ill health, but his ill health is Wishuku Kabiama. He has been there from onset, and no, nothing will happen to our leader. I said it the last time. This is their wish, just like Master Prophet, they're projecting death to Onyendu or sending message to DSS to them to poison Onyendu. What they did was they sending message to DSS. If you guys have a way, poison Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they said it open. They come on Radio Biafra giggling. We don't play ping pong. We don't play games. IPOB is white and whiter than snow. These men must understand that people like us, we don't join IPOB because someone preached Biafra to us, because we came, because we called us, because we had a voice. And that voice is what brought us all of us. For those that have their frontal lobe and deciding mind and still pure in heart and soul. So tonight, I just came here to clarify something. This is a disclaimer. I want to show, I'm going to school over the so-called memo. That's why I put it, we're going to put it out. People will read over it. Chikedozium does not have the mandate. Because go back on two memo he wrote, on this year. One is from Isaiah Yoba, second one is from China Sanwo. And now, always, I said this before, IPOB does not go into damage control. Defensive, no. We always go, we don't go on offensive, we go, we don't defend, we go on offensive. But now they're defending what they have said. And the voice of the clown, they called Mwachineka. I don't know who these people are, including Jonathan. The funny thing is that these people hiding under IPOB, Radio Biafra microphone, nobody knows their faces. These are individuals. These are wretched individuals. I got free respect for some of them, like someone like Lozier and Ikechukwu Onora, which I know, and Ike Peters, because they're veterans. But I don't know where these men come from. They must have something in mind before they join, or what they're doing, for recognition or for somebody to know them. Because that Mwachineke, I heard what he said about Karen Takano. Jonathan already, what he said about Madam Nenya. So it cannot be biased when he's sitting on our platform. I'm sitting in a different platform. Even as I'm here, I don't talk unguardedly, and I cannot say something I'm not sure of. I'm not here to blackmail anybody. I'm here to lay bare and open your frontal lobe, those that have their discerning mind, because IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our leader, never lied. And he never played games with us. That's why many of us will die behind him, take a bullet for him. And now men are wishing Onyendi died in broad daylight, telling DSS to poison Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is exactly what Chinasa Sanwo-Olu. Nobody knows who Chinasa Sanwo-Olu is. Imagine they're calling him general. Told you all you need to. If he's general, so what is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? If somebody is calling Chinasa Sanwo-Olu general, so what is Onyendi then? It all tells you all you need to know. Tell you where they are driving at. Because now they think IPOB is money making. I said it, these are wretched 419er. This guy lives in desert. I don't care the amount of oil that is in Kuwait. I will never live there. I have the privilege. I will never live there. Even in Dubai. Some people are running to Dubai. I was in Dubai in 2001 or so. A woman even proposed to me in the airport. I refused. It's not brag. It's a fact of life. A citizen. I'm not saying citizen. Say don't go back. I said no. So for some of you don't understand where we're coming from. This is not a joke. I don't know who that guy is, like I said. But I know people know who he is. So Ejiofor Nemeka have allowed himself to be used now. Including him. Nothing comes from him that is because he went to Onyendi with Meme. Some people say, why is Meme not giving out message? If Meme starts delivering message, they say, oh, it's Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's brother. It's a business, it's a family business. Meme go to see his elder brother. But doesn't mean that Onyendi will not tell him what is happening. That's where you guys, some of you are dumb. Do you think Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will give you instruction? Will not tell his own brothers? Are you that dumb? Are you that demented that you think Onyendi will sit in DSS dungeon that his two parents have died for and is fighting for something, and he knew that all of you are compromised? He knew. If Karen Takano and the Meme want money, I don't think they'll be running around for Onyendi. They know what to do. Even Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, these people, if they want money, to hell with all of us. But they are pure. That's all I have to tell you. But I want to upload what has transpired in these 2 days. The Chinasa Sanwo-Olu came yesterday around because they're looking for soft landing, damage control. They have got nothing to offer. They have lost it because they know when they speak, people like us, when we come out, we decimate them. I have no remorse on this mother cunt. I will use this word. I don't care about this individual. I'm talking about on face to face. People that knows me. Because I know what I can do, capable of doing. I'm not bragging. Those in UK here know. They know. Just some people that was tougher, they know. I put them where they belong because I don't talk anyhow. When it was tough in UK here, when we had the first problem in 2015, this guy they called, what is he called his name again? The former national coordinator and his deputy. Ifeanyi was his deputy, and Emeka Onyebuchi was the national coordinator when this issue happened. And it started from Emeka Onyebuchi because Onyendu ordered Omiyomio to suspend Emeka Onyebuchi. No, to suspend We find you, the only they make on you suspend if you right, you make on you refuse. They don't you now suspend both of them. That's where it started from UK. That UK will always be a target. That's why they boycott the first exhibition we did in Spain, in Victoria. And I asked them, say, why did the UK didn't attend? Just like what they did here, boycotting protest. UK has been one of the places that the cabal hatched themselves. But people like us said, no, we will never allow it to happen. So I'm not going to be long, probably 30 minutes, I'm off. But what I want to say tonight is this. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, everybody, for your information, Onyendu has ill health because his ill health is in the hands of Chukwu Kabia. Anybody telling you that there's a poison Onyendu, this is what they are telling the DSS to do. If Onyendu is poisoned tomorrow, Hochina Sanwo-Olu and his gang are responsible. If Onyendu is ever poisoned tomorrow, I'm telling Biafrans, mark this day. George Umeh said it on the 28th of January 2023. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which poison will not excel in his body, but if he does, China Sanwo-Olu and Chike Doziem, these men are the one that poisoned Onyendu. I will leave it here. Now, I want to upload Nnemeka where he started and where he fell because he's irrelevant now. People must know Nnemeka is never a direct, is not anything in IPOB. He was going there to observe. He's an observer. But Onyendu find it worthy because now when the real men fell, but the main man that delivered the message that everybody know, uncompromised, he delivered it organically. It's Ejimako. I don't know him, but all of us can attest to it. Because actions speak louder than words. Very simple. Simple as that. Simple as ABC. So let's start from their so-called tweet, they tweeted or whatever, the memo Chike Doziem wrote today, yesterday or whatever. As you can see here, it could be any witness that the memo has got no meaning. And the way, if you were looking at the green box, there's a word in there that said the chronicle of a saboteur Chike Doziem and his cohort are now openly signaling to their paymaster DSS to poison Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is a fact. Go and verify this, what I'm saying to you. And now, I want you to come down to where arrow is pointing, where they say we have it we have it on a good authority that the DSS acting on the script given to it by the Nigerian government and in collaboration with certain politicians of Igbo extraction, like Hope Uzodinma, which is his brother, Chike Doziem's brother. He's calling him. I think they all talk behind closed doors, right? Imo State Supreme Court administrator, we understand that some Ohaneze and Igbo leaders. Malami, the Attorney General of the Federation, and others who names will be made public in due course, met to disclose how to eliminate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, full stop. At this meeting, it was suggested that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be poisoned and allowed to die slowly. What is your take on this? This is exactly what they want them to do to Onyendu. I'm not mimicking here. Listen to me. If you remember when Imapowerful wrote memo saying that we'll have a new leader, and when we push back, they run away. This is the testing, they're watering the ground and see reaction of Biafrans. But we know there are so many dozen people out there. A lot of people have been boxing to box. They wouldn't be speak. They don't even know what is from the left from the right. But people like us, we are here. We're not going anywhere. Okike knows why. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was a lone voice. There must always be a lone voice if you're pure. There must be always. It is not about. When Onyendu came out, they said, "Thou come turn it down." Onyendu said, "To hell with you. We cannot turn it down until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released." And Onyendu will come out in infinite mercy because Onyendu, what we are fighting for is our right, and our hands are clean. Now, I'm not reading this memo, but I want this memo when we release this particular, because this is a file. Everybody should go through it. Chike Doziem is not approved. It's no longer IPOB. It doesn't. The enemy at the gate does not represent IPOB. Disregard whatever Chike Doziem said. Chike Doziem is on his own. Chike Doziem is on his own. The day I will do program for the 747,000 they ate, they thought that is a joke. They will marvel. Let them mark my word what I said. I will do it, and when I got that green light, all of them will understand that we are not playing here. I will roll it up. The reason why I'm flipping it is that that's the main memo which is irrelevant. Now, I come down to Emeka Ejiofor, which call himself a barrister. And they understand the code of conduct between their practices as a lawyer. Confidentiality about your client, if you do have one. That's things you don't say publicly, because it might cost you a lot. But if you be mandated to say something, you must say it without mimicking. Now, Ejiofor is carrying a falsehood against Onyendu because all of them have understood. And there's something about this Ejiofor. It seems that those bearing Ejiofor are easily cowed into submission. But there's no room for cabal within IPOB. It's not. This is a promise. So now, contradictive words that come out of this man is dying slowly, and we all keep silent or whatnot. Is a falsehood because Meme went there with him. Are you telling me that Nnemeka is more concerned than Meme? Or Onyendu, if Onyendu is being poisoned, Onyendu will not tell Meme? Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you guys want George Umeh to believe? That Meme went to see his brother, his elder brother, and you that is just a messenger now is the one that's supposed to tell us that Onyendu has been poisoned? Because the first time he ever talked about the IPOB, I will play your voice, you were giving out college to some people indirectly. But Onyendu give that message to you, mention China Sanwo-Olu, Chike Doziem, and they're more powerful. These are men that have this. These men are the ones Onyendu are pointing hand to. Those people that are supposed to carry his order, because China Sanwo-Olu, if Onyendu mention China Sanwo-Olu, but you know what you are looking for. But look at what Meme said. Meme said, met with Mazi in a company with evangelist. That somebody else, an evangelist confirmed that something with our leader, and Barrister Nnemeka Ejiofor, at the Department of State Security Services, Abuja, as always. We focus more on victories recorded and way forward. He maintained that this struggle for liberation remains a collective fight and thanked those who have not betrayed. He used the word, who have not betrayed. Onyendu knows that we have enemy at the gate within the house. Mazi and Kanu know all of you by your names for your information. This is the message Meme was passing through, and it is quite very clear. There is no place there that he said that our leader was sick, and he said Nigeria has continuously flouting the orders of our own court, and such never been tolerated in IPOB because we cannot flout our own orders. Onyendu is highlighting what is in our code of conduct here. For some of you moron, those who attack this noble structure, some people will now pick up structure. Which structure? If structure you are protecting without Mazi and Kanu, and you tell me which structure are you protecting? Are you demented? He's talking to Chike Doziem, the enemy at the gate, and his gang of criminals. That's who he's talking to. Well, when he some people will jump. The English is not our language, I'm sorry. But men speak in riddles. The structure were not that when it was built and came and can never be brought down. None of you will bring IPOB down. This movement is divine from heaven. To me, IPOB is a huge achievement for our people, for men and women of goodwill. And I think on the bottom of it is when went on to Yanoro. And when this substitute came out, this message that this moron called Nnemeka Ejiofor, this Ram boy, Kanu Takano responded because Kanu Takano does not mimic. He doesn't send anybody. And I'll tell you one thing, Okukano family are, for me, they're angels. Because I said it before. No, show me your family members. Let's see them. If your parents have giving ghosts because of Biafra, 2 of them, you tell me that your younger brothers will allow you to even put your foot in your compound. You idiot. Now, he responded to this. He said, this is to inform the general public. I will play the audio of one idiot in Radio Biafra urging people to go and bomb people's houses. Do you know why they're doing that? Because they know that Onyendu is coming out. And they're jittering. We used to remember Mazi's word when he described Uche in 2015. He said, George, Uche is jittering. I said, barrister, you people should go and solve this problem. We don't want it to go airwire. Because we won ahead. I call barrister. I said, barrister, what I'm seeing, I don't think is right. Settle this matter within. As the hierarchies. We always talk. Because I know my rights. And nobody can read it to me. Mazi Takano again. The only man that comes out and saw tomorrow, he said, this is to inform the general public that any group of people planning to go and burn government properties in Biafra land under the guise that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is poisoned are doing so at their own detriment, and it does not represent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or IPOB vision. Full stop. For some of them saying that they will discount IPOB as a terrorist, because that's what they've been working for. All these things is what is going to keep Onyendu longer in DSS dungeon. That's what they want to do, nothing else. They have got not to offer. They don't have not to offer. Like I said, I don't want to waste time in this program. And this is what this man wrote. Yes, this is about 19 hours later. He said, yes, he is dying slowly. And we are all silent. This is a fact. And I owe no one any apology, Biko. Show you that the man was not speaking from he's mimicking. The first one, and he deleted some of them. The first one, he didn't say this. But this was after he spoke to Canon Takano. Because he cannot deny he didn't speak to Canon Takano. Just like the ones running their mouth. Canon Takano is not projecting himself as a leader or deputy leader. But within your conscience, you know that Canon Takano was there from onset. And we don't want to know when Onyendu was here. None of you, he was there. Physically, mentally, and otherwise. And it has been proven. He left Germany and went home and talked with Onyendu on 2017. With his wife. Thomas Lumike went to go and marry, but he didn't know who Onyendu was. That idiot, that homeless moron that live in Germany. He went home where you trying to malad Madam Nendanya, but you know as God might have it. On a CEO name and Zuzo, you come out. Because we are under oath. The oath we always fight, one way or the other. You might think you want to blackmail somebody, you're blackmailing yourself. Because once you blackmail somebody, somebody will blackmail you. Like I said, I have no baggage behind my back. When you see man nke me putapuo, man nke George me putapuo. Make sure you bring your evidence with you. Just like I do. When you're talking about George, make sure you bring evidence. In UK here, my head, I hold it high because when we ask people to bring their receipt, they've contributed in IPOB United Kingdom. When I started contributing in UK, I wasn't living in UK because I'm a business guy. I travel around the world. Who knows me knows. I'm not bragging. Those that know me knows. The ticket I've traveled with, if I give it to you, probably will never even think about going anywhere in your life. It's not brag. This is fact. How many passports that I've destroyed? If I show you to you, you might go mad. So some of you might understand that. So it's not everybody that you see, you just start yapping. It's only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can command what all of us will be under banner of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And those you have assigned to do their job. It doesn't matter how your level, because all of us are grassroots. But the moment you disobey Onyendu, now, the same Canon Takano is still tweeting. Because at the end of the day, this man now went AWire. They have forced him to go and write something on Facebook. Canon Takano is asking on this particular one, he said, why did you pull down the post? Because the man put the Canon Takano always here to redirect those that are trying to circumvent the obvious reality before us. Always. That's what happened. It's quite obvious. It's dying slowly, but you put it down. Why do you put it down? Barrister, he said, this post from Barrister Nemeke Ejiofor came after I spoke to him yesterday. But this morning, he confirmed to me, contrary to yesterday, that he was pressured by the enemies of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to write this on Facebook, justifying their propaganda. Yes, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is sick and needs a medication attention. Of course, we know that. That's not hidden about it. When I was sick, we all know. But he ain't dying today, not there tomorrow. But don't go and tell us, now you're telling the SS to give Onyendu poison. Openly. And some of you are clapping for them. And somebody called him general. An invisible dog is a general. Then what is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu then? An invisible mad dog is a general to you. Then what is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to you then? If he's a general, what is Onyendu to you? I want you to tell me. I want you to tell me what is Onyendu to you then. You know? So it still continue. The same thing Canon Takano just talked about. But there's something I want to say here. You see this Ogechukwu. There's one Ogechukwu that live in UK. It's not that Ogechukwu. This Ogechukwu is actually Nzurumike. This Ogechukwu is Nzurumike. This is his pseudo Facebook account in Germany that he used. He's writing and comparing the message if they are Mazi sibling. But the person doesn't even know where Onyendi is. I'm going to leave their voice when I end this program. You listen to Ntolin Zurumike. For some of you who doesn't know, this Ogechuku is not the one that live in UK here. It's one demented woman like that, you know. These are people that are filled with emotion and sentiment and village meeting. They want to turn IPOB into village meeting. Chikedozian came from a site. Is that what we want to do here? No. That people sit down. I think I want to join Igbo meeting. I will don't bother because my family, I have more than 80 people in my family. So we do our own kindred within the family. I just want to make it abundantly clear here because what you just wrote, and I put it here. This is Nzurumike, the homeless fool that was sleeping in our office in Germany. Pseudo account, writing junk. But it's a baby saboteur anyway, so I'll move forward with that. So apparently that is where I'm going to stop this because this is actually the including the memo they wrote. But one thing I'm going to do is that Nnemeka found his voice. I don't want to give him too much publicity. So, but because I don't want to waste time on this program, I want to bring the voice of the guy that was talking on Radio Biafra. I don't know if he's I don't know what they call the guy. I don't know if he's they call him in Wachineke because these people, I don't even know when they they invaded Radio Biafra because, so quite frankly, I don't really listen to Radio Biafra anymore. If I say I'm listening, you know I'm lying. I don't. It's more than 12 months. I've never listened to Radio Biafra. If I told you, if I said that I listen to Radio Biafra, I know I judge you, man. I don't lie. I don't. To be quite frankly, because there's nothing for me to listen to. You know, where they turn IPOB platform into where they blackmail people and gossip. I will not be part of it. So I just want to play the guy's voice, you know, because like I said, this is a disclaimer that I came to do.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
I want people to listen to this guy and what he says, and tell me.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
That's all I want you guys to do.
Biafrans.
Just listen.
According to the post now, the news, non-circulation, even in the Facebook of Mazi Chinasa Mbawa Defense Minister, Onoga that is quite confirmed. It is confirmed Nigerian DSS has poisoned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nigeria has broken the canal back. It is war. Oga Herugo, the time has come. The time has come. Everybody have to move out now. Any place in no, as long as it is governmental property, it must go down, except the bank, except school, except marketplaces. Ihe ọbụla bụ ihe government must go down. Ihe ọbụla bụ ihe government must go down. There will be no peace again. There will be no peace again. And what's the here peace? And you go peace. And because we are keeping peace, he feels here that now we are pregnant women. And they have reached to the extent of poison Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is the end. It's better now they bring him out now. Before any other thing will happen. But brother, any place, wake up, move out. Move out. The thing is that don't be stupid and don't be a criminal. Don't use the thing to go and be robbing or stealing people things. Anything government property that has nothing to do with the masses. That has nothing like local.
A lot of people have listened to this particular. People that listen to that have listened to his voice. He had what the guy is saying. He actually in Radio Biafra, ordering people to go and destroy government property. To go and destroy government property under the guise that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been poisoned, that it was confirmed in China Sanwo-Olu. He was mentioning his general. He called China Sanwo-Olu general. These are riffraffs. They have ganged up and installed in Radio Biafra and turned Radio Biafra where we worship. That's why no designing mind IPOB member will say listen to Radio Biafra. I don't listen to Radio Biafra. I don't. Radio Biafra was where I sleep and wake up. Even when 2015 I went to the zoo. Who knows? First two they knew that our national national coordinator here. No, not national coordinator, our zonal coordinator, which is London family. Then was the person I called to give me phone number. I called the guy that sold Onyendu to DSS. He's late now. He died miserable. Chuks Ikediwe was the guy I called because I was contributing in Biafra land, contributing in UK here. The guy gave me the phone number, someone that came and fixed satellite in my house because I was listening to Radio Biafra. I'll buy data. I'm turning it, because you can listen through the satellite. But I don't listen to anymore, to be honest with you. This is on Radio Biafra that this guy was calling for war on Biafra land. And ask yourself, the mayhem that is in Biafra land, they are not satisfied. Chinas and Wori is not satisfied with Chike Doziem. The bloodbath that are going on in Biafra land. Because, once you kill once, you continue killing. Moment your hand is in blood, that blood has covered your eyes. It will kill us. It doesn't matter how many people that died. Now, they're numb. They don't feel anything anymore. Because the guy now, listen to what the guy said. He take his words from Chinas and Wori. The general has confirmed that Onyen is poisoned. There's no medical practitioner there because medical practitioner does not speak to Chinas and Wori. Who should confirm about Onyendu illness should be his immediate younger brother, which is Meme. If Onyendu is sick, actually, being poisoned, the person that supposed to be person that you should listen to is Meme, which is younger brother. Nobody else. As it stands today, if you doubt to Meme, you buy ticket and go to the SS dungeon and see Onyendu by yourself. That's all I have to say. Because at the end of the day, men are evil. Men are evil. The reason why I came out now is to let Biafrans know. Number one, Mazi Nnamdi, we all know that our leader is ill. His illness has been there. But if our leader is poisoned, it's not Chinas and Wori to announce it. Because Chinas and Wori does not even know, if I'm not mistaken, know where the SS dungeon is in Abuja. They will not play propaganda with our leader. They will not openly tell DSS to poison Mazi Nnamdi and he keep quiet, saying that, and on top of that, they call for mayhem in Biafra land. Because Governor Chukwuma Soludo have volunteered to stand for our leader. Now they're ordering to go to government hands and destroy and kill every governor they saw. This is not IPOB, we know. We are not here to harm our people. We are here to restore Biafra through you might call it, because referendum is a political process. We didn't run into the bush, carry arms, fighting, because at the end of the day, they will still call you and rehabilitate you and put you into that rehabilitation process before we talk about now that peace talk will start. Go to every country that have fought war. I've told you people, go and study about Sierra Leone and Liberia. Forget about Biafra war because we are not born then. The recent one in West Africa, don't even go to Burundi or whatever they call them. Study about Liberia and Sierra Leone. How their war started and how it ended. It will do you a lot of favor. For some of you who does not know what war is or what rebel is. Because me and you are rebel. But our own rebel is because we are more sophisticated in our mind and very determined and consistency, and we are not wretched in mind because we are the ones sponsoring what we are doing. I think you have watched Blood Diamond. That Blood Diamond you watch is not story. That is fact. And even if it's worse than that, ask any Sierra Leone and he will tell you. My fellow comrade, I will leave you with the voice of the vultures. I don't want to play Nemeka's voice because it's not worthy to play. Nemeka is gone. Simple as that. There's nobody will take him serious from today because now he saw in his hand, the cabal have get a bit of him. You know, they are boxing him in the corner and they have succumbed. For your information, there's no message that comes from Nemeka because Nemeka Ejiofor, number one, is not it doesn't represent Onyendu in that capacity. He's not one of the teams that represent Onyendu. He's an observer from Ohanese and Igbo. Maybe because of his passionate now, he's found it in him that he wants to support what we are doing. Fair enough. But the moment you try to circumvent the issue within IPOB, you shot yourself in the foot. And it's quite bizarre. And they're going around by ranting. Like I said, IPOB, we are not into defending ourselves, we are always on offensive because our hands are clean. Chike Doziem now is writing memo. When is when Kabah, when is his boys now have written what? Now he will enact it. For your information, it does not represent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or IPOB at large. I know there's so many people out there, people have their own opinion, but at the end of the day, that is why now someone is giving all that from their bedroom, courtesy of Chike Doziem, the enemy at the gate. So for me, I'm gonna leave you Biafrans with their voices, and at the end of the day, you will hear Onyendu lamentation for those people that we are called for this project. It's not meant for everybody. So tonight, my message to you is that our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, IPOB is a freedom fighting movement, and we are looking to restore Biafra through the legitimate process, which is a purely referendum. And Onyendu, the world is watching. Our leader is not poisoned. But the people that are peddling this servitude are those that want Nnamdi Kanu to be poisoned. That is what you must take home. That China Sanwo-Olu, if he's a human being, I always say this. Chike Doziem want to Onyendu. He said in that they're going to make the name of the people. We want to know those names. So how do you know about the meeting? If you're not, like I said before, you see, in America is good at it. Cutting deals. The only country in this world we get somebody to get a gang and make sure they shut that gang off, they will give you a deal. At the end of the day, two things involved. It's either you leave and change your entire with your family, or you put it in a box. That is what an informer gets in return. So let us be clear here that these men have soiled their hand. And those that are holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they know them. They were working with them. Just like when Soludo find out that, you know what, with this man, there ain't going to be any peace in Biafra land without the real elephant in the room. He acknowledged that. And that's why they fall apart. Because when Soludo said that IPOB have come out emphatically, he used the word emphatically, said that they're not part of these criminals in Biafra land. Nobody said anything. Nobody didn't say anything. That was in accordance with the plan. But when he found out that the people he's dealing with even more dangerous than the Fulanis, he said, you know what, to hell with all of you. So this is a smart guy. I don't know him in person, but I know his in-law. His in-law was my good friend here in UK. His wife, younger brother, was my friend. I don't want to mention his name. And my brother has access to them, but we don't really mess around with politicians. To be honest, we keep it OB you're seeing today. I don't care. I don't really give a crap about them. It's not my problem. So what I'm saying to you guys, just know this. One thing you must take home. China Sanwo-Olu and Chike Doziem want Onyendu to be poisoned. That's one thing I want Biafrans to know. Nothing else. They want DSS, but because they see the pushback, that's why now they're giggling. They don't know what to say. It's all of them ranting. They have called for war in Biafra land. Like I said, there will be an inquiry on a good day. There will be an inquiry in Biafra land. People must give account of what they have done, what they have said. Doesn't matter where you live. We will get to you because we are all over the world. There must be an inquiry at the end of this particular journey we are in. Thank you for listening, my fellow Biafrans across the globe, and I thank you for listening to me. Onyendu remain the arrowhead of this struggle. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never change, and his family member Canon Takano remain the concern of Biafrans. He remained the voice of the voiceless. Because if Canon Takano, like as my last program, I brought where he fell. All the crime he committed, as they said, nobody can come out and say that what I'm saying. Just like now, I will give you the file. We don't mess around. I dare you. If you're man enough, come out and challenge me. You bunch of criminals. And I want to thank you. May Chukwuka bless every single one of you. And our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the God that called you, will give you that strength to supersede our enemy. Because he said he plays 7 times for us on a daily basis. Knows by all of us by our name. He will never desert you. And those that have called from their mother's womb will stand by you. And that's why we are doing what we are doing. I owe no apology to any idiot. May the soul of our gallant hero and heroines that paid ultimate price be resting in peace and fight alongside with us. That at the end of this journey, that Biafra shall be restored in our lifetime. And there one a good night from here. The voice of the vultures is what you're going to be listening to now. And there one.
Onyendi said we should suspend the sit at home. And I asked our people, those that I had discussion with, I said, but what is the reason? Did Onyendi give any reason why we should suspend it? And they said he didn't give a reason. And I asked them, but you tell me, what reason would I give Biafrans why I am suspending this sit at home when our demands has not been met? That was my question. I asked those both in DOS and those who were not in DOS that I had the opportunity to speak with. They were there the news. I asked them, what will be the reason I have to give? And with that, sorry, I think I'm trying to mix a little thing here, but the lawyers have not come back to us now. Now, this is before the night, the first day of it. So when I was asking them, what is the reason they want us to suspend this thing? And they told me that we should use NECO as an excuse. I mean, we should use NECO because of the exam that the people are trying to hold. And I said, but NECO doesn't really, it's not a strong excuse to give the Biafrans why we should stop the sit at home. And I will be very, very frank. And I will take the responsibility. I haven't said it on air before because it's not, I don't come on air and I said, because there is no reason from our leader that we should stop this sit at home, that we are going to go ahead with the sit at home. And then we went ahead with the first sit at home. After we did the first sit at home, and it was a huge success, unbelievably successful. Then, after that same Monday after the sit at home, the lawyers had a visit again to Onyendu, and they now came back and said that Onyendu said we must suspend that sit at home. So that message came now the second time, and I said, okay, if Onyendu insists, after the evidence we have provided that this thing was successful and that our people were willing to do it, if he insists, I will suspend it. And I suspended it. That instruction came from Onyendu. And anybody who tells you otherwise is lying. And that's how I'll answer that question for you. Now,
when we mount up that pressure, everywhere started to panic. When we declared this sit at home, we got a message from the leader that we should call off this sit at home. I don't want to go deep on people. There were people who played a very dangerous role against that sit at home for their own selfish interest. Because I expect you to come here to ask, when we put sit at home, you saw that Anaylsis, you saw the people opposing the sit at home. You saw them. And you saw people who were giving them thumb up. It is that destruction they want in IPOB. It is to destroy and discredit the IPOB leadership. After due consultation with our leader, we went ahead, conducted the first sit at home that was carried around the world. Our leader continued to send message that the sit at home, we should call it off. The message continued to come. Everybody was reluctant to call it off. Why I'm explaining this thing is that at the end of the day, I want you who have supported because the sit at home Monday, our people have been voluntarily. When we announced the sit at home, we got messages. Even we are not normal. We know that spoken word cannot be retrieved back. But the enemies of this struggle, they continue to attack the sit at home. They continue to bring excuses that NATO is coming. This one is coming. The university is 6 months on strike till now. They use it to blackmail the IPOB leadership, if you are not aware. Everywhere was that the Chike Doziem and Chinasa Woru, they don't listen to what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is saying. That they disobeyed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and you are one of those people. I am making you a direct accusation. Some of you, like you, were part of the people carrying all this kind of rumor that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told them to allow somebody to come on radio. They refused. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told them to cancel the sit at home. They refused. I know this struggle. That word that I spoke, because it was in conformity in what the leadership agreed, and it was the best for the struggle. But you were there when people were blackmailing Chinasa Woru and Chike Doziemo. It was to avoid saying that we disobey Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because we must always listen to him, whether in the DSS
International.
Okay,
Yes.
go ahead.
Okay. Okay, and I was saying that I thank sister that just spoke, especially again because at the last conclusion of her statement, said it all. She said it all because she said, I'm the second in command. I'm the second in command. The first in command is there. I cannot honestly be expected to take over the work of the first command. The first command is reachable. He is still in charge. And that is what I have been trying to let our people know. That is also what the enemy wants us to do. They want us to isolate our leader. Isolate him in the sense that believing that he's not in control. Oyendu is in control, and that is what we must push across. I am second in command. When there are issues that I can deal with immediately and deal with as second in command that does not need the input of Oyendu, I deal with them, because I know he has taught me how to deal with those issues. But if there are so weighty issues that we need the first in command to make an input, I will act according to his instructions. And as I'm speaking to you, Oyendu is seized of the allegations about his head of finance. I know the instructions as he told me to carry out. Based on that, he has not asked me to remove anybody, and I cannot remove anybody because Oyendu, people are going around saying, I said it on my broadcast, and I'm very disappointed. Are we deliberately trying to isolate him? Because that is what they want us to do. We must push it all the time that the Oyendu is in charge. That is what scares our enemy. If we reduce his authority, we are putting him in danger. And I cannot be part of that. So until he tells me in that very serious allegation, very serious matter, that he appointed the head of finance, and taking into account that these allegations have been there before he got this issue that he has now. He was already aware of it. He hasn't acted on them, and up to now he hasn't asked me to act on them. I don't think it's reasonable for me to act without his authority. I can't do that. That is why I'm a very, very simple, obedient follower. That is how it is. I know where my responsibility lie. I know where my duties lie. I know where I am expected to act, and in those areas, be rest assured that I will act. Where the input of Oyendu is needed, I will wait for his input before I act. We are here also, we may disagree on that, but that is my outlook of this whole situation. I have been in this movement.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
To court. With the state of the mind you have seen our leader, do you think our leader is not capable of making any decision something he sees may affect him or affect the struggle. That's number one. Number two, the IPOB leadership is not taking orders. Every order. What Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is doing is to...
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Times are different with the time we are in. The kind of detention somebody is equating to that you don't take orders is the time when messages passes from one hand to another before it gets to the leader. Now, we have been in this struggle. We work with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Ask the lawyers. There are message. If they bring it, we told them this message is not what we expect. That means the message might be diluted. We now use our brain and decode the remaining things we have to do. That is why we are...
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
There are many people who have refused to respect and obey this IPOB structure. Some people went home. They said, because it's only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu I will respect. When he is out, I will come out. But let me give you a message. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu also take advice from the IPOB leadership. We do advise each other when we have things. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is somebody who takes advice. Put in your mind, you have closed every door to even work with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because I know when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come out, you go to him and tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because you were not there, I didn't want to work. And if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu tell me to work with you, I will tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I won't work with you, because if in your absence you don't respect the leadership, you don't work with anybody in the leadership. Now Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is out, you come to work with the leadership. We won't work with you. It's as simple as ABCD. And he will understand our stand. Because you can't insult. We are building a nation. We are building a country, an institution. Now at the end of the day, if Mazi Nnamdi, what if Biafra comes today? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu retire, that he said he don't want to be the leader. A new leader emerge. You say you won't respect that place only. Then you go home and you sleep and close your mouth shut. It is stupidity and the ignorance. Anybody opening his mouth anywhere and say, I don't listen to anybody, only Mazi Nnamdi. You are stupid. When you are making such comment, it doesn't show that you love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That does not what it means. It shows how stupid and selfish and ignorant you are. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not only him, it's IPOB. It's not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that it is the IPOB made Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu lead IPOB to the glory also. Trying to say only when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come out, you come back to the struggle, that is for you. Remember, most of you, we have marked many of you. There are some of you who have, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had problem. I'm not asking you to respect me. I don't need respect from you. Respect the institution. Respect the structure of IPOB. Some of you who come and talk rubbish on social media talk, you are not even up to my younger sisters. You are not even up to my younger sisters. Some of you not even up to my younger brothers. You are not even up to my cousins. People who respect us. We have a lot of people who respect us. You are nobody. But you come, you put your mouth, because talk is free. You come, you demonize the leadership. You think tomorrow, if when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come out, you come, you say, because that time Mazi Nnamdi, that time you go and walk in the office of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If he takes you, you walk there. If he don't take you, you take your bag and go home and sit. Dear friends and all the lovers of freedom, we have stayed very long on this program. I didn't.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International. Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
There are things we can praise the pot in everything we scatter. Yes. But as we are planning it also, we take, sometimes we do inform our leader also. We say, wait. But there is a time we also, because we don't want what happened in We don't want what happened during the sit-at-home order to repeat itself. We don't want. We don't want an order we will give now. The enemies will, and we feel it may be too early. We don't want to do it based on what, because of these enemies, infiltrators. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. This thing we are doing, if we don't handle it very well, because that is what the government wants us to do. When we just mention, you will see they will use anybody. You saw what happened in the sit-at-home. You saw it. You saw it that just to announce something for the benefit of Mazi Kanu, because he was not listening. You saw it. You saw his brothers came out, issued their own press release. You saw, this is what they are waiting for. They came to counter all the effort and that pronouncement. What people don't understand, they were fighting a wrong fight. That pronouncement, that the same day I made that pronouncement, one thing people don't know is this. I didn't make that pronouncement by my own power. But somehow I was asked to always go on radio to speak to our people. And that was the time I was given that instruction. And the moment I pour out that word, it becomes like waking even when we want to call it off, the members of the DOS was saying we cannot call this thing off. But it's because of the pressure, putting pressure on Onyendu, and at the end of the day, the sit-at-home not heading to YA, people capitalize on it.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International. Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Because it really proves to be that way. I don't want to ever say that. I want every evidence. Because see,
and where every evidence he goes see that now he need to me onye ndu no n'aka Chukwu. Can you imagine? Hi, alwe man.
And the others should remember react all reaction of human being. All human reaction. Right? If a man like this, how a human being should react.
Yes.
Is how we are reacting. But all the muka spiritually, all the muka when he also
yeah. Yes. Also, more I think so too.
And all the yes, and all the muka are working for Katipuki in meditating. But at this stage, what the means. After this stage,
yes. Yes, all of them.
Yes. Although all the mega balance in the
HDM.
Yeah.
You see, kind of check.
That is the way it looks like.
You see, that is.
I will talk on this tomorrow. Because I will talk on this tomorrow because more from the reason why. I'm from the reason why this kind of normal go anybody that this kind of trip. Or just first one is Zoya, so just second one.
Zoya.
Yeah?
Zoya. Ogwaro anybody.
If I saw people that they report only to him, they don't report to HOD.
Yes.
How can you create departments who are supposed to report to HOD? The same as
Chai. Oh, blame Onyendu. Chai. Oh,
all
man.
the secretary around now, who are they going to report?
Oh, yeah, with the team.
Oh, yeah, with the team. Oh, yeah, I'm not job. I'm not.
Oh, yeah, with the team.
Who is coming there to report to you?
Oh, yeah, with the problem.
Chai. Aromel.
He creates a structure. Can he maintain that structure?
Right.
So when you report what you know ahead of you. Guess him report it to me direct. Report to me direct if follow me if make it.
Well, along with any age you use here, you have you people to go this message for him.
Shy.
Huh?
And we were not feeling too much, my brother. And before I
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Our people are lame. They are weak. I am struggling to count how many men there are in Biafra land. There are no more men left. Weak, docile, and imbecilic. Weak. I don't know how we can take such people to war. I don't know how we can take men who are not men into battle and win. I am ashamed. Very, very ashamed. Nonetheless, we must preach this very gospel because man did not ask us to come. Chukwu Abiyama in heaven mandated that we should come. If not, that I was called to do this very work, I will not speak to any of
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on your time zone, fellow Biafrans across the globe. I welcome you once again on this wonderful platform, the critical analysis coming out to you through the auspices of Biafra Alpha Power Media International. Today is the 27th day in 2023, the year of our Lord, and it's approximately 9 minutes on top of the hour, wherever you are watching us from. This evening, I have to introduce myself before I proceed. My name is Mazi Umeh. I reside here in the United Kingdom. I am a principal servant of indigenous people of Biafra, the humble servant, and those that believed in the core value of IPOB. For some of you that knows me, I still remember Mazi Umeh, nothing changed. And this evening, it's been a while, but I must tell you that Chukwu Abiyama, that sitting upon the throne, has ordained this struggle. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains the only elephant in the room that we all must worry about. This evening, before I proceed, my monologue this evening is about the evil men that have circled within the IPOB. But I want to assure you one thing this evening. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a spirit. For some of you that join IPOB, knowing why you join IPOB. Before Onyendu was renditioned, he did a program and ordered IPOB. He requested that we watch the enemy at the gate. Tells me that my leader, Mazi Onyendu, knows what was going to happen. 2015, he knew he was going to be arrested. He took that bet and he went home. That was what brought IPOB where we are today. For him to be where he is today, he knew that Biafra is going to be restored in our lifetime. And he said, and I'll quote, 30 years project for Biafra to be restored. So this evening, I want you fellow Biafrans to open your mind. Frontal rope. This frontal rope is only to have cried overnight, and our First Lady have always retreated about it as well. And tonight I will indulge you to reactivate or activate your frontal rope, because it will help you to understand the time we are in. The time we are in is that time, the appointed time has come. And I want all you to know that what we are doing is more spiritual than physical. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains the only elephant. Any other thing is inconsequential, so far as we live. Now, Chike Doziem and his cohort, these are evil men. Let me tell you something. Some of you does not know what is going on in IPOB. I have to take my point of reference this evening from Mazi Uchemofo. I will give him Mazi. He deserves that name. I will give Uchemofo Mazi Uchemofo. I, George Umeh, I will give it, and I will stand to anybody that want to debate about this. You can come out and challenge me or quote me anywhere in life, any country in the world. They're what they call, anything that happened, they have official inquiry. There must be an inquiry. Where we are today, we didn't know that vultures have circled IPOB. Chike Doziem was the worst thing that have happened to IPOB and his cohorts. These men have come to destroy IPOB. China Sanwo-Olu, I don't mention his name because he is the most, when we talk about the Jubri, China Sanwo-Olu is lower than an animal, so far as George Umeh is concerned. But tonight, I want to say one thing here, because we have to go back from where all this started. From basics, we have to tonight. Tonight's program is going to be a marathon. Onyendu have held 8 hours program straight. It's going to be a marathon. I want to unveil some things that will marvel you. Now, Chike Doziem and his cohort, the enemy at gate. The chronicle of a saboteur, Chike Doziem and his cohort. Woe betide you guys. For you daring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If Okike leave it, if Chukwu Okike calls Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, none of your generation will see the light of the day, because you guys have soiled your hands. Tonight, a lot has happened, but I will start from the beginning. There's a fraudulent memo that was issued. Every single thing I'm going to do tonight is going to be detailed, because in this particular program, critical analysis, that's what is critical. We are not beating about the bush. It requires extensive, when I say journalist, when you become a journalist, you have to be investigative journalism. And IPOB, say you believe everything is organically. Those that we are born with it is what we are looking for. I will give it to you tonight. But firstly, I will indulge you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remained the only elephant in the room. Governor Chukwuma Soludo requested that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release unconditionally. And if the zoo cannot do it, let them release him to his own people. And on top of that, he said, release it to me because Soludo is a governor of a state. He's immune. And people said that Soludo have said it. He have said something that shouldn't be said. Let me shock you. Do you know why? Because Ifeanyi Ejiofor was the evil man between Soludo and IPOB. The question you need to ask yourself, why didn't Soludo become an issue when he said IPOB come out emphatically and said that they are not part of this evil, all this gang in Biafra land? Why didn't I hear anybody questioning Soludo? It was when Soludo knew that this man cannot deliver. Because there has been a lot going behind the scene, me and you don't know. But if you see Soludo come out and tell you that if we want everlasting peace in the southeast, that Mazi Nnamdi must be on that table, nobody else, because they have promised him that they were going to deliver to him. What is happening today is not what is seen. Like I said, once Onion is locked up in DSS dungeon, the Ejiofor will blossom. I repeat this word again. Now, I will play the video, the second interview he held in channel television, stating emphatically what he wanted, even telling them that he wanted that Mazi Nnamdi should be released and be in he said in governor's lodge whenever they want him to present him, because they have go back and forth, find out he cannot control what is happening in our land now. Do you know why? Because it's gone out of the hands of Onyendu is not here. And the people that fermented all this problem, I will tell you, I will start from the day this problem started in this program. Chike Doziemo and the mad dog that lives in desert, nobody knows who this man is, was the people that turned Biafra land into a bloodbath. And I saw what he wrote today. You see, people like us don't come out and talk. We are the gatekeepers. We talk when necessary because we knew what was happening. I'm not into saga. None of all these idiots, put them together. Mazi Nnamdi can say, when I debate you, your wife will abandon you instantly. Tonight, I will give it to you. Because I won't, the elephant in the room requires only my attention. Mazi Nnamdi, as we hear, the DSS has been refusing him his medication and whatnot, but not China Sanworu to tell us that. China Sanworu want our leader dead. You see China Sanworu? China Sanworu want Mazi Nnamdi dead today or tomorrow. Quote me anywhere. China Sanworu, if that guy is a human being, he want Mazi Nnamdi dead tonight. Whatever he saw, he wrote. I'm not gonna bring that garbage up because you know why? It's quite inconsequential. China, like I said this thing before. Go and listen to whatever I said before. Whatever China Sanworu said is his witches or something he has been doing. China Sanworu want Mazi Nnamdi dead. We know what the DSS is doing. If you want to know how our leader is faring, go to Meme's wall in Facebook and saw what he wrote there. I'm not gonna bring it up tonight because there's so many to talk about. But the only information I will give you, if you know how our leader is faring tonight, go to Meme, which is Fine Boy, and found out what is written in his wall on Facebook. Tells you all you need to know about our leader. All this substitute and all this propaganda of China Sanworu is coming to Radio Biafra tomorrow to come and rant. He has got nothing to offer. He's a riffraff. Somebody that cannot show, a coward dies that cannot show his face. He claiming you are commanding a rat. You turn out Biafra land into a bloodbath. You people will answer. You see, I've told you, you must go and find out what Kate Chastello into prison in United Kingdom. You guys will not get away with this because people like us are alive. I witnessed what happened in Sierra Leone. And I knew what they did. People, Biafra war was the only war. After the end of that war, there was even the refugees never come back because China Sanworu and Chike Doziem and all this gang of criminals that all of you, because you know what? There's no word to identify you guys. If some of us understand what these people are doing in IPOB, you will marvel. And I will tell you tonight, majority of you on social media are ranting. Some of you are looking for paper. Some of you are the ones that have been inducing with money. You don't know nothing about IPOB. That's why when you go to look for a job, they will ask you for your experience. Where have you worked before? Have you served in IPOB as a volunteer, principal officer? Spend your hard-earned money with your own time. I live in the United Kingdom. Time is money. And I know what I do. I don't need to blow the horn on telling you. I never worked for anybody in my life. People like us, we have flied high and stay where we are today because we want to be where we are. So what I'm saying tonight is very simple. Firstly, I'm going to play Soludo's voice. What he said in Channel Television. You reiterate what he's saying in Channel Television. Ejiofor, if I knew Ejiofor, is an evil man. I grew up in Idemili. I know Orifte very well. I know of Orifte very, very, very well. You know who my father is. People like us, my father is a very honorable man. There's some people, you know, they are blemish in life. Money doesn't move us. Even if I don't have food to eat, I don't need it from you. Because Chukwuka will provide. That is why I'm urging some of you, before you talk or you want to take sizes, IPOB have code of conduct, and I'll upload some of them tonight to show you, because here we don't mess about, we don't play around. One thing is certain, at the end of this journey, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come out gloriously, and IPOB, Biafra must be restored. Chinasa Nworu is wishing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dead. I'm telling majority of you, tonight, I've said this before, Chinasa Nworu, if he's a human being, before he came out and admitted that Onyendu suspended into Chikedozium, I've said that this guy have a pathological hatred where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is. And let me shock some of you tonight. That's why I've said something. You know, it's why he came to Radio Biafra for the first time. The references was making about how you behave when someone that trusts you are not there. Let me tell you something. In life, it does not matter what a man did to you. When that man is not around, is not present, the last thing he will do is take a stroke in his own immediate family or immediate family. What some of you do not know, that jumping up and down like an antelope on social media, talking unguardedly for one thing. Some people that have getting 5 years visa, I tell you one thing, any one of you that join IPOB because of you are seeking asylum. The word I told one of my brother in United Kingdom, and the guy was pure, I told him, you're sitting on top of a blob of our people. None of you will get away with this. You will get the first 5 years, maybe you won't end up with it. But even if you end up with it, that blood will haunt your generation from generation to generation. Go and mark it somewhere. And some of you that have collected money, and one Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to actually died in prison. Chinasa Nworu is the one writing memo and putting his name down to tell you that they have lost sight. These are a bunch of morons. That's some riffraffs. Looking at them, some of them, I think that's something. Frontal lobe is the fundamental destruction of average black man, especially those from Africa. And tons, and a typical Igbo man thinks he knows it all. But anywhere you go, you see the loudest person. That's the weakest point. We are the weakest of the weakest, because even the Fulani, I'm not saying Hausa, there's a difference between Hausa and Fulani. Hausa people are very good people and very educated people. I say Fulanis are, because if they could rule you 7 years after your brother died, but they kept it secret. Onyendu, 2 months, 1 month before Onyendu has issue, Chikedozium answer question we never had that answer to. Chikedozium, I warned you people, but you people kept deaf ears. Now, I'm going to take it one after another, step by step. Soludo's voice is what I'm going to play. The second time Soludo have just said it. And when a man speaks, look at the body language. Do you know why? Soludo know that it is a bunch of clown. And for you to see Ejiofor to counter that particular, plead for our leader to be released, because Soludo have found out that, including all of them, none of them can do anything. As far as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in DSS dungeon, there's majority of people you cannot control anymore. Onyendu, there's Mazi Nnamdi Kanu secret followers. Even IPOB cannot control. They know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the golden egg Biafrans at large have. And he chose to sacrifice his two parents with his family that you guys are using today to do, toss like a football. But do you know why? They decided to do it. They were a humble family. They were choosing for this particular journey. That is why they are taking it. They're not taking it because they wouldn't turn back and say, to hell with all of you. They're doing it because Chukwuka Abiyama is mandated from heaven. Onyendu said when the first time he went to Israel to pray, that voice came. He ignored it. Second time he said, but one thing he must do, never you lie. Onyendu said he will sacrifice in the front of Afariku Ibek in that particular loyal family. I remember the day. If we go back, we'll find it. Onyendu said it. The two parents was there. The wife was there. He said, I will sacrifice my two parents, including my wife and my kids. The goosebump that caught me that day, I said, is this man a human being? But my instinct never failed me. Told me who has done so. All his brothers, Canon Takano left Germany and went home. His wife left and went home. Fine boy is there. And you guys have the temerity. Mazi Nnamdi is locked up in DSS dungeon. The only thing you guys do is Mazi Nnamdi's family. And somebody will be writing that DSS have given Mazi Nnamdi poison. What other poison do you want them to give Mazi Nnamdi? Well, you already told them that Mazi Nnamdi is powerless. So how do you explain that? Chikedozie said we will almost push across that Onyendu is in charge. But ignore Onyendu's instruction. So we think DSS doesn't listen to you or what he gossip in Radio Biafra or what he say, or you guys are not involved with DSS. Now I'm beginning to suspect that what people say, anytime you hear rumor, because then we are not sure. But everything now people we are saying before is not clear. Even when they accuse Chikedozie going back home. Because Tony Nzumike, we couldn't have known that Tony Nzumike went back home and married. If not because of the secret audio that he did. That means that Chikedozie actually went home and went on bought houses. These are facts. Because people knows them. This was confirmed. And then the only leeway is say, fine boy, he called fine boy. He didn't say Canon Takano. He fine boy and put it in video. That would be, I know somebody know who China Sanwo is. It's not it's because he's a coward dies. This guy is lower than animal. He's lower than, he's nobody. This is actually the guy that probably if they say somebody sold Onyendu, but I know Mazi Nnamdi is not really concerned about who sold him. Because if anyone to come out tonight, he'll come out. One thing I want to tell you tonight is that the chronicle of a saboteur Chikedozie, aka the enemy at the gate. And I will indulge you tonight. Go and watch Enemy at the Gate. Understand? Double standard. You see what happened in our former account and Umeh account. I will give you the history of Umeh account today. And what happened in our account. Like I said, I don't just come out here and yap. We are too civilized and too sophisticated to be making gesture of ourselves. Because we know why we join IPOB. I have something to do. My time is very precious to me. But I forfeit for everything. My kid is not even around. He won't hear any noise in this house. Because I love my country. And it's a sacrifice I have to give because many people have given their life. Including Mazi Nnamdi's two parents died. And 28 men fall on 14 September 2017, including Jack. And this man decided to ridicule Mazi Nnamdi. My God, if you leave it, he must arise. Tonight, I want to play Soludo's voice. The reason why I'm playing all these things is because you have to quote me right. Like I said, we all be dealing with their own issues. We have never gone into things we know. I dare you. Some of you today are doing what you do because you want to become a principal officer. I don't know why. You need to show me your receipt you've been paying before. Because people like us, we put in, we don't take. We came to restore Biafra. We are not here to take from Biafrans. We are here to restore our dear nation. That is why I joined IPOB. And that is why Mazi Nnamdi left everything he was doing. Mazi Nnamdi is an educated man. He was an educated man. He's an orator. If Mazi decided to come out and even is only opening his mouth is millions of dollars. And some of you have the temerity. Infantry. Riffraffs. Hiding under IPOB to be a little petit 419. Ibu Alaji. Very old Ekai people. The way they talk and what they do tells you all you need to know. Thank you, my wonderful people of Biafra. I want you to pay attention because tonight's program is going to be a landmark because there's a lot of information in this program. Now, Soludo must speak and listen to what he said and be passionate. Call him to release Mazi Nnamdi. And these men are opposing it. What does that tell you? if you don't have any politician in the so-called Eastern region, which is Biafra land, supporting what we are doing, that means we're not gonna get any support from any country in the world. Mark it somewhere. And what we are doing is political because we've gone beyond being myopic. The fact is that we are looking to restore Biafra, and it must be in democratic setting. That is why Onyendi requested that they should give us a date for referendum. Meaning being that our kit and kin must join us in what we do. This is not a joke. Listen to this. This is Governor Chukwuma Soludo reiterating again what he said before. He was attacked by some hoodlums.
Alpha Power Media International.
Question. You made a public request for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. And there was a response from the Attorney General in an interview to an online newspaper where he said there hasn't been any official request made from you for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. You said publicly that you are ready to be a surety for Nnamdi Kanu. Now, are you willing to make that official and official request for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, or have you done so?
He will receive that letter in a few days' time. And I'm very serious about this. And because it's not just something personal. It's not Chukwuma Charles Soludo. It's not about me or governance. It's about the life, security, and prosperity of the entire Southeast. See, we need to be serious and get into this conversation. We want this election to go peacefully in the Southeast. We want everybody to participate. We want peace and security to return. We want long-term transformation of this place for us to become very secure and prosperous component of Nigeria. But you need all the stakeholders around the table. Now I thank the President for his assistance to the security agencies with what they call the kinetic approach. The force, the shooting, the military, all the armed forces, security forces. They have been doing a great job in helping us. But we need to bring this thing to a sustainable conclusion. We need to discuss this security in a way and manner that you can see the end. You can't continue to shooting is one way of solving it. The non-kinetic approach is what would also complement this. And we want this thing to be fast-tracked in a manner to bring it to a close. For example, in Anambra here, we're doing all kinds of things with the youths, employing youths and getting them engaged, training thousands of youths, and to be dispensing resources to them. Very quickly, part of this non-kinetic approach, we've instituted a commission of inquiry to be able to unravel the remote and the immediate causes of the insecurity and the agitations in the Southeast. But these are not enough. There is someone who is critical in this conversation. We need him around the table for us to, because we also believe, since coming from this part of the country, things we hear about their agitations tell us that they're also concerned about the prosperity of the Southeast. But we can't have sustainable prosperity if we don't have sustainable security. And to have that sustainable security, we need the critical forces around the table. And that's why I will continue to push on this, and I want to believe that other leaders in the Southeast.
The reason why I play this audio is to clarify something here. That what we have been clamoring for a very long time, that our allies and the governors are not speaking, and some people are saying because he was in the campaign ground, that is the appropriate place actually to mention Onyendu's name in the hearing of every single person. It could be more political when he done it to the close behind curtains or behind doors. But he came out publicly and proclaimed that. He has went back to say, to reiterate what he have said before. And it is very obvious that every Ashandri must understand that it's not political. That he meant every syllable that come out of his mouth. But the problem we have here is those that want Mazi and the candidate are not comfortable with what he has said. He was given an option. Tonight, I want every single Biafran to ignore whatever Chinasa Nworu is writing. Chinasa Nworu actually want Mazi and the candidate. That's all I have to tell you. So, clarification of Chukwuma Soludo, an attack that comes from some charlatans, so-called media worms, these are wretched individuals that don't even know their left from their right. Their frontal lobe is not working, and they get entangled with things that are not real. Tonight, there's two things I want to do. There was an illegal memo that was written from Germany. These are a spell criminal that came to United Kingdom and violated the fundamental right of IPOB. When IPOB, I'm going to read that on our code of conduct. As an IPOB member, not alone to be a national coordinator in a country. Only to say, and I quote, every national coordinator represents Mazi Nnamdi in every country. Because Chikedozion was the person that bastardized it and not jumping up and down because you want to achieve a particular agenda to destroy IPOB within. Those that wasn't buying into their cabalism, that are the people they tag, people being insubordinate. But I want to show you something tonight. Before I will put the fraudulent memo and what has written on it, I want to play a video of this guy where he was in United Kingdom, and I will tell you the implication of what he did in United Kingdom and the reason why probably that is why the highest commander of IPOB expelled him, not even suspend. It was expelled from IPOB, indefinitely expelled from IPOB. Collins Chinedu came to United Kingdom. It was overwhelmed with the cabal, and he doesn't understand how the system functions in UK. That where he was a center of attraction in United Kingdom, a tourist spot in United Kingdom, which is Trafalgar Square. That is where everybody, side attraction, close to Westminster, that same road take you to Westminster, take you to Buckingham Palace is there. That is the center of UK in London here. That guy was there, mouthing like a mad dog, attack a fellow IPOB member that came. Even your worst enemy, the last thing you must do is to touch them or talk to them in public setting. Even in a meeting. It's written in our code of conduct verbatim. Not in this country that we live. You might have a different law in Germany, but in UK here, there's a different law here. You have got no right. Even when somebody walked into your private property in the United Kingdom, you don't take laws into your hand. You must consult the authority. It's not America that you shot somebody, you go to prison. You finish. Now, I want to play Collins Chinedu's, what I'm gonna use on this. But let me play this first before I will go on to his issue. Because at the end of the day, it is very, very important that we prove what we are doing before we start it.
International.
Now, and the Biafran security guys have removed him. He has walked away. So these are the infiltrators, the ones that are the enemy. Yes. I want to meet him. I'm suspending Kanunta. Let hell fall. National damage. I will suspend Kanunta because I want to under my own instruction to Germany. Anyway, he's not going to disrupt our. He's not going to disrupt our 1 million man match today. He's nobody. He's nobody. He's not the Biafrans are watching all over the world. He's the guy they called Eze Jimadu.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
This is supposedly a national coordinator of a country, which is Germany, if I'm not mistaken. Germany, if I'm not mistaken. Then I hope you guys heard what he said. I hope you guys heard what he said. Because it's very, very imperative that we all understand what has happened and all this conspiracy theory that's going on right now, why it's going on within IPOB. This is Chinedu Collins. Was in UK and they actually attacked Ezejimade. And the so-called deputy European rep Isaiah was the person that recorded this amateur video and made it available to the public. And this is a very degrading for IPOB family members around the world. So I just want to let us know that Chinedu Collins has been expelled from IPOB by the highest command of IPOB, which is Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. Anybody dealing with that guy is actually sitting on, you're not going to call this, he's not in subordination anymore within our architect, the way IPOB is structured. So, but you actually now being under treason by dealing with Collins. And most importantly, I want to point out here is that he has not handed over properties that were given to him as an IPOB properties. He still withheld them. And even going extra mile, because the cabal has held bent. So now I want to show you in our code of conduct what they just did and where our code of conduct prohibited within IPOB. Like I said, tonight's program is going to be a different one. I just played Chinedu Collins. His exhibition in United Kingdom is absurd. I want to take you to our code of conduct and show you where he was stated. Such thing is not tolerated in IPOB. So just bear with me a minute. Because I want to get this right. So I want to take you to where this is prohibited. Within our code of conduct. I need to get another code of conduct to where I mark this up because it's been marked up and I have to get the right one. I have to get the right one. I have to get the right code of conduct. I have to get the right one. Give me a second. Just give me a sec. I just need to get the code of conduct, the right one that I want to use for this particular. It's a bit tedious sometimes, but I have to get through it. So the code of conduct I want to use was marked up actually, and I just want to make sure that I have the right thing, but I don't know why it's not coming up. So I had it marked up. Okay, let me just go back a bit. It's not what I want. I don't know why this is coming up. Don't know why this is coming up. This is not what I want. I don't know why it's coming up. Okay, but at the same time, I can read it out for you here. I did mark it up, but if you come to the section B, general rules of IPOB, if you're looking at our code of conduct on I and double I, it said all IPOB family must maintain decorum of all at all IPOB events, be in IPOB family meeting or IPOB larry. No IPOB family member shall engage in physical scuffle or fight or any form of destructive behavior during IPOB meeting or event. I just needed to make this clear to understand where Collins actually failed himself. And it's very, very important that people understand exactly why all this is being the way it's at this point in time. This is where Collins broke IPOB code of conduct by the subsection B general rules. You do not lay your hands on anybody, on even verbally or scuffles within IPOB family members. It is there verbatim. So that is where this Collins of a guy actually violated the code of conduct of IPOB. So this is why I want to make sure that whatever I've said tonight is going to be itemized. I'm going to pull up the code of conduct where I've actually highlighted everything properly. Now, this is just for Collins, but what I'm calling tonight on IPOB members in Germany, you guys must stand up against this tyranny and all this cabal. Chike Doziem, the Chronicle itself, and the enemy at the gate with his cohorts have come to destroy IPOB within. The level they are going right now, majority of you, we're gonna making some things public soon because a lot of is going on behind the scene. Chike Doziem and his cohort, what they have planned, they don't want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come out alive. That is why you could see the vicious attack they have, unleashed on Governor Chukwuma Soludo. Now, I just want everybody. A lot of people have probably seen this shenanigan here, so-called memo. This guy have got no right to write any memo within IPOB, form of official documents, because he's officially been expelled from IPOB. Expelled, not suspend, is expelled. But listen to this. Chike Doziem, the Chronicle of a Saboteur, aka the enemy at the gate, has buried himself alive. Now the cabal is not allowed in IPOB. Only our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has the power to appoint and dismissal in IPOB. Nobody else have that power. Only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have that power. And it's verbatim in our code of conduct. I'm going to bring the code of conduct, a different one that I have marked up, and I'm going to be telling you what is it. I'm not going to try to obstruct myself again with that, I want to put up things, I'm going to bring it up. Now, this particular memo, for anybody that wants to know, just look at it here. This is for public release. There's nothing like, because Mazi Takano issue is very peculiar. You know, when God wants to kill somebody, first of all, yeah, it will struck you with madness. And now they are naked in a very good day. These guys are naked. Because I'm going to bring the genesis of everything that have happened. And I want every Biafran tonight, every single thing they have written in this so-called memo is false. They forgot the main thing. Now they're playing propaganda. That is why when you see them crying crocodile tears, saying you that Mazi Nnamdi is sick, is dying, they want him dead. These people don't want our leader alive. Because if you want to end our life, the only thing you will do to Mazi Nnamdi is to obey his command. That's all. Nothing else is asking you. Follow his instruction. If you want Mazi Nnamdi to be alive and to be healthy, implement instruction. There's no need of people playing ping pong with themselves, saying Mazi Nnamdi is sick, to drive your attention because they want to come on Radio Biafra to play politics and who they're going to sack on or whatnot. Now, I want to make it abundantly clear. Issue of Mazi Takano, I said this from the beginning. Anything I have said remains the same because I don't change. It's just like Madam Nenyanya. When the issue of Madam Nenyanya came up, I told them, Chike Doziem have got no right. He has no power. He's powerless where he come to Madam Nenyanya. But that particular nitwit, Abani, came and he's one used to go around the world and plan this evil. These are petty 419ers. Listen to me. Their own 419 wasn't that they're smart. They wasn't smart. That's why they live in Swiss, all these countries. That's why they're there. They didn't move forward. I'm being honest with you. These people and who push them, they all have contact with all these are Igbo Alaji. These people that were stealing in Lagos. I almost been a victim of them one time in Lagos. That's the kind of people we are dealing with. But Onyendu have to use those that were available. When your Heshua came to the world, who did we work with? He worked with those that are available. Availability in IPOB is now a code of conduct. It's paramount. So I won't blame our leader. There's nothing that happened to that I will blame Mazi Nnamdi. But the good thing about it is Onyendu is aware of all these vultures. Onyendu know. He knows about all these people. That is why he told you that when they asked him 2018, how many men have you found? Onyendu said, I have not found up to 3 men. Then Uchimofo was still with us. Uchimofo is an angel. To compare to Chike Dozie and his cronies. These are evil men. Now, let me take us to another level. Because some of you does not know what happened. But have you asked yourself a question? When the sit-at-home issue, I'm going to play Chike Doziem voice where he told Onyendu accident. He refused to suspend the sit-at-home. Then I will bring you back from the genesis of issue of sit-at-home. How it started. And what was going to happen. China Sanwo even said it. They tell us that Neko. All this was a fallacy. But today, this is China Sanwo right up today. Are you seeing him here? This is China Sanwo saying, China Sanwo. Most of you allow yourself to be carried away with blackmail and lies. Now the enemy succeeded in their plan to harm us. Courtesy of who? Courtesy of Chike Doziem and this particular imposture called China Sanwo. The guy is a devil. The mayhem going on in the bloodbath in Biafra land today, the people you must call accountable is Chike Doziem. If this guy is real, Chike Doziem will find him where he's but Chike Doziem say he will take responsibility. I will play his voice where he accepted responsibility. Whatever that has happened in Biafra land today, yeah, is Chike Doziem to be held responsible. When Onyendu have 30 seconds to speak to us, he say, I want Biafra land to be peaceful. But look at what he's writing. The same today he wrote about Onyendu being sick. The news he had, he didn't hear any news. That is his wish. China Sanwo want Mazi Nnamdi dead today, tomorrow. All of them from A to Z. I'm not mimicking them, but I'm telling you, if they let them swear with anything they have, because these are evil men. I've said before, anything China Sanwo said is something that he's already been doing or something he's about to do. His wishes is what he's telling you. Look at what he's saying here. most of you? Who are the most of you? He compared Onyendu with Wazwike. Who are the most of you? Is himself. The spirit of Biafra is beating him up in desert where he lives. He live in desert. Imagine, he live in Kuwait, Arab country. How can you be loyal to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? But Onyendu have to take a bet in certain things. Do you understand me? I just put this up here. But I want to take us where all this whole saga starts tonight. Like I said, it's going to be a marathon. First of all, I'm going to play Chikedozian's voice, where he accepted that Onyendu actually. Oh no, I will first of all go back. Let me start with the tweet. How all this thing started with the sit at home. I want to lay you bare here now. Now, I don't know if some of you know who Jonathan Cooper is. May his soul rest in peace. Because we went to his memorial. Even when we went to his memorial in United Kingdom, they take it as a propaganda. How men are cruel. How men are evil. This man here was one of the person that was speaking for Biafra and is very strong in UK in human rights, a human rights lawyer, advocate across the globe. Look at this tweet here. I will play the voice of BBC. The BBC reported about this particular incident. For some of you today, I just showed you what he wrote. That some of you, but they forget all these things. They think we are just riffraff of playing. This is Jonathan Cooper. May his soul rest in peace. I went to his memorial with our national coordinator. And they never mentioned it for one day. Leadership we have, so-called leadership. He said the report, selectively highly the crisis facing Nigeria. What it is does deal with to call for self-determination and Buhari's and Nigerian state determination to deny their rights. Now, this woman is the person that reported this particular incident. And I will show you as he stand here after that particular tweet. Canon Takano tweeted. This is Canon Takano tweet here. I hope everybody is watching it. These are the crime of Mazi Canon Takano as a member of IPOB, pointing out the obvious danger. As we are witnessing today in Biafra land, as a member of IPOB, as a member of this IPOB global family, I know what I'm expected to do at all time. At all time. This tweet must be happening at 8th of August 2021. At all time. To protect this family. I'm not in a hurry to speak, but DOS should explain to Biafra, to IPOB worldwide, what they know before they sit at home. Which Onyendu, he accepted it, I will play his voice. Which Onyendu, 72 hours before they announced it on Radio Biafra, Onyendu asked them to suspend the sit at home. This is Canon Takano tweet. Because we must go back to know where Canon Takano, what Canon Takano has said over time. Tonight, what I want to open your mind. Let us stop being, ignoramus and being, cynical about things that are before us. This is the genesis of everything that have happened in IPOB. Though before then, Canon Takano was literally a member of the US because they cannot deny it. Let any of them come and deny they wasn't having a meeting with Canon Takano because they said they called Canon Takano. Canon Takano told me Onyendu was playing in the mountain. But why didn't Onyendu tell you if he was playing in the mountain or not, or he wrote it or whatever? What not? Canon Takano know. Why didn't you know? But this is because we want to know where all this problem started. What actually, sit at home is the reason why today Biafra land is a bloodbath. The zoo have gotten what they wanted. So now they're going into villages and killing our people. No one is saying anything. Courtesy of Chikedozian. I'm not mentioning Chinasa Nworu because Chikedozian accepted that he did it. He disobeyed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And he accepted it publicly. So I'll hold him accountable. Now, this is kind of Takano tweet, if I'm not mistaken, because this tweet might be on maybe 8th of August or 9th of August. But as I go forward, this is what he said. And this is his words. After I will go to the next stage. I don't need any recharge card before I will speak the truth. That is why I am under oath. Because recharge card word is not today that I started. He has been using it. Even the riffraff, the guy that all these people that are still aspiring to travel abroad that lives in South Africa that is under methamphetamine, that drink, smoking some useless there. They all accepted with Mazi Takano. He's on record. You can play it for you if you want to listen. And he said again, he said, the day I saved millions of Biafran lives and the role of DOS, explain to Biafrans before I speak to the British and Nigerian, have been longing to cast Biafra IPOB to a violent movement. Did you see it now? Where we are today, this is what Canon Takano was warning Chike Doziem and all this bunch of moron. This is Canon Takano tweet. After Jonathan tweeted with BBC radio reporting, and as we are when this thing was happening on the 7th, British Navy was at Port of Bonny, and American Marine was in the Guinea Gulf when this thing was happening. That watching us and when was bragging, some people tell us that the NATO is coming. Today, what is coming in? Is not the same China Sangoro crying? Is it not the same China Sangoro if he's a human being crying? But this is what Canon Takano told them. Onyendu saw and told them suspend the sit at home. Jonathan, may his soul rest in peace, tweeted this, questioning the BBC. Why are you reporting sectionally? Why are you reporting this? Is it what you're supposed to be doing? By then they have planned this massacre. It could have been in a massive scale if that sit at home could have gone, because you're obstructing. Some of you don't understand. Where do you have? It's not making mouth. Before you want to go to war, Biafrans have went to war before. You can't go to war unprepared. It is not wishful thinking. It is not something you would sit down overnight and think. This will have, they have Alpha Jet. They got money to buy arm. Did you have anyone? You don't have nothing. Onyendu, you people force Onyendu to talk to how much will go to the defense fund over less than $150,000 in 2019. It's on air. I have it. I can play it for you. So Canon Takano say the day I saved millions of Biafrans, Biafrans' life and the role of DOS. Explain to IPOB before I speak. He asked them, explain to IPOB. The British and Nigeria have been longing to cast IPOB as a violent movement, which that particular audio I'm going to play from BBC, we hear what they say. And today, where do they build their pillar? Where do they get in the alibi to come to Biafra land and massacre? Nobody's reporting it. Courtesy of Chike Doziem. As I go forward. Now, the same Canon Takano tweeting. This is the genesis of the carnage ravaging Biafra land. The disobedient Chike Doziem and China Sangoro. Canon Takano tweet again. Nigeria need to know that even whistle and incarceration, Hatchmaz and Nandekano, the call of Biafra for self-determination will continue. IPOB suspended sit at home due to the NECO exam that is starting tomorrow in Biafra land. IPOB postponed the sit at home till later date. Now, listen. China Sangoro, I will play his voice where he says some people say NATO. He's referring to Canon Takano. I want to know what is happening today. What we are talking about. What is the situation in Biafra land today? The same China Sangoro cry that some people has been, China Sangoro and Chike Doziem. This is crime of Canon Takano. All this tweet was going on August 2021. Canon Takano was warning these people. He was warning them extensively. Because Onyendu told them, don't call this sister at home. Suspend it. Onyendu saw what was going to happen. Just like what happened on SARS. And it has happened. You cannot control those in the street with arm anymore. You don't have the power. Don't come here and lie to anybody. I don't care what Simon Ekpa is doing. That is his business. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you guys gave Simon Ekpa the mandate of whatever he's doing today. He's living large. You guys made him who he is. And I don't have issues with him. Since he's not encroaching in IPOB, today, you people are our primary problem. Some people will say they're grooming, so what do they call it? When I came to defend you, did you groom me? Do I know you? Have you ever spoke to me before? What was the voice that came against Simon Ekpa? Even in Rapture Media. Well, how many people are still going in Rapture Media to talk there? If it wasn't me and Mazi's age, Who the heck are you guys? Even ranting in your bedroom, what do you have to offer? We came out when it required. Now I'm asking you, this is Canon Takano's tweet. Because you have to be the foundation where all this problem started. Today, Biafra land is under carnage. Courtesy of Chike Doziemo, the enemy at the gate. Chike Doziemi is the enemy at the gate. Only urge all of us go and watch Mean Double Standard and Chike Doziem. The same thing that happened to that little boy. If it don't happen to you, it happen to your, your generation. Go and mark my word today. I George Umeh said it. Because we see through all of you guys. I will continue. This is a tweet. Now, I'm going to play the voice of BBC concerning this issue. Then I will now go to Umeh account. Yeah? I'm not here to play with anybody. We are very, very, very precise in what we do. You know what I mean? Very passionate in what we do. So anybody thinking that we are here to joke, no, I'm not here to joke.
Listen to this. Criminals look for easy targets and quick profits. Yes, another security crisis that's received little attention in international media is the clashes in southeastern Nigeria. The armed wing of a proscribed separatist group, the indigenous people of Biafra, has been attacking police stations and killing officers in the region. The group accuses the government of neglecting the southeast and of torturing and persecuting separatists. There have also been calls for the southwest of the country to break away because of clashes between local farmers and herders who are Fulanis, the same ethnic group as Nigeria's president, Muhammadu Buhari. Agitators in the southwest claim the government is showing favoritism towards the herders. The sheer volume of conflict around the country is leading to a siege mentality. More and more young Nigerians are talking about leaving. I'm attending goodbye parties for people moving abroad every week. One of my friends recently mentioned that the taxi driver who took him to the airport announced proudly that he was relocating to New Zealand. Nigerians have always moved around the world, but the growing insecurity could mean the country loses its brightest talent. As an expatriate, I always knew my days here were numbered, but part of me feels sad at the thought of one day leaving this vibrant and wonderful country. Despite the insecurity and other challenges, Nigerians always find a way to thrive. They are this country's true wealth.
Well, I hope every single one of you listen. This is the substitute of British government, and BBC reported this, I think in BBC 4. And Jonathan Cooper picked it up because he knew their plan, what was their planning. And that was the reason why all the tweeted, Canon Takano tweeted. This is a crime of Canon Takano. Sit at home. Who is responsible? Chike doesn't take liability of it, which I'm going to prove later. Now, this is Umeh account. Umeh account. This is I think it's Simon Ekpa tweeted this. Now, listen carefully. This is Simon Ekpa Twitter's handle when he tweeted Umeh account. ESN worldwide bank account details for you to donate and support. We move. Umeh account. Umeh account is a question for another day, because I will bring it out here to every Biafran to see what Chike Doziem and his men have done to IPOB. This is Umeh account. How they started. This is crimes of Canon Takano. This is where all began. With Chike Doziem, aka the enemy at the gate, was aware that Umeh account was opened with Onyendu's falsified signature by Rita Eze, aka Madam Oyibo. Chike Doziem wasn't known. We have all the documents. Some people it's not a hidden document. They one time show the bank statement, but they didn't tell you the truth. People like us, we itemize it and bring it here for Biafran to actually understand and make it public. Because we are holding them responsible. Their wishes is to Onyendu to die, but Mazi Nnamdi is undiable. You can't kill Mazi Nnamdi because he didn't call him. That's the bad news for all of you. And that's where you guys have stuck. Now, I will go further. This is Simon Ekpa's Twitter handle. When all of them was whining and dining. Because one thing some of you don't know, that ESN from an account, there were $747,000 in that account when Madam Oyibo shut it off. Chikedozian was aware. Simon Ekpa was aware. All of them was aware. They share this money among themselves. And now Chikedozian accepted that Madam Oyibo now is the leader of IPOB. It's on writing. Whatever I said here, I can prove it. That's why we are different from any other. Now, I want to go forward and show you what Canon Takano has done in IPOB. This is Canon Takano tweeting. As an IPOB member, it is your fundamental right to point out fraud when you see one within IPOB, backed by Code of Conduct of IPOB. Canon Takano tweeted here. #IPOB Biafra Movement for Self-Determination, led by Mazi Nanekan, victim of extraordinary rendition. IPOB is not in corporation sharing the account, this account of Umeh, as the US to IPOB family global. Either she or he shared is a fraud star. Canon Takano won ahead about this account. That is the only crime Canon Takano committed. I tell people from beginning, Canon Takano speak. Any IPOB member that is pure, you must be concerned about whatever Canon Takano is worth, because Canon Takano is carrying our burden. That's something you must not take away. Canon Takano is Onyendu's younger brother, immediate younger brother, that if Onyendu is not here today, he is the one that will take in charge of Okukano family. Number 1. 2, he's privileged to information. That's 2. 3, he cares for our people. Excuse me. This is Canon Takano's tweet. You know why I'm showing all these things? They think we are just there, we don't remember things. They tell you what you want to hear, because propaganda and substitute and lies and blackmail is the order of the day. And obviously, sometimes they're crying about it. They employ me. What can you give me to come out and talk for you? Who the heck do you think you are? Some of all these people will invite me in their platform and never go there. To go and do what? I can see through some of them. Some of them can lie. I will come. If they lie, I'll mention their names. I prove when they ask me to come to that. I didn't budge. I will tell you my keys are around. I won't come because my spirit doesn't accept. If my spirit did not accept you, I wouldn't. If it wasn't for Mazi's age, I would never appear in what's it called? Rapture Media. Because number 1 is not IPOB platform. I will never appear there. God in heaven be my witness. And I told that clan in Germany the day he called me, I said, I don't defend individual. I don't gossip. I don't gossip. I don't talk behind people. These are crime of Mazi Canon Takano. And up to tomorrow morning, Chikedozian have not told us how much has gone into this account. Like I said, 747,000 was shared among themselves, including Simon Ekpa. All of them get their own share in that money. And that is where their problem started. Quote me anywhere. Quote to me anywhere, including a Jofo. All of them share that money. 747,000. If you remember, it was second to last broadcast Onyendu made. Onyendu says some people are holding now. It's not the people that hold about 80-something thousand. Mazo Koro or whatever he called his name. This was Madam Oyibo, which Charles Rabbi told me, George, that Madam Oyibo said he will transfer the money, never transferred the money. And that's why they went after Madam Nenyanya. For no reason. Up to today, they have not rested. But you know what? Chukwuokika Abiam oversees the affairs of IPO. But I'm showing you Canon Takano's crime. Canon Takano's crime is what I'm showing you. Again, on 29th to 30th of July, I summoned members of DOS for a meeting, true or false. This is public because they're pushing to do it. And raise concern about hatch account, memo, sit at home, etc. 4, 5 and 2.5 hours, they held that meeting. They say Canon Takano is nobody, but they're summoning them for meeting, and they attended the meeting. tells you all you need to know. Why sudden change? Can Chikedozium come out and say that Kanu Takano wasn't part of DOS? Having meeting with them, even having some security meeting till tomorrow morning. Can he come out and say that? I dare him to come out and say it. I'm challenging Chikedozium tonight, including all those with fraff around him, to come and say that Kanu Takano is here, is into it. Why telling lies? No response. I'm showing you Kanu Takano's crime, line by line. So this is Kanu Takano's crime for everybody. Umeh's account was falsified. Chikedozium was aware of it, and Chikedozium didn't do anything. Yeah, and Umeh's account, he didn't do anything. Sit at home, Chikedozium. But these are Kanu Takano's crime. That everybody, Kanu Takano this, Kanu Takano that. I'm not defending Kanu Takano because Kanu Takano is a member of IPOB, and Kanu Takano is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's younger brother. As much as I love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with all my heart, and the purity of Oku Kanu family, I, George, you may have sowed a seed of allegiance to that family for what they have done. Majority of us don't know who Jesus was. Some people believe Jesus is Yahweh. It is because of his doings. It's because of his sacrifice that he sacrificed. That today, all of us woke up, they told us about the story of Jesus. Everybody follow him up. Jesus have not done what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have done for me to vow before me. And actually, I don't know who Jesus is. I haven't done anything for me. To be quite frankly to anybody. No disrespect. But I know that there's a spirit being, that's God in heaven. I know that's God in heaven. But when somebody said who has done something for you, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So every family tree of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be immune. It must be immune, whether I like it or not. Today, Joe Biden's son, what he's done in America is, if somebody else does it, the person will be in jail for 25 years. Do you know why he's not flying anywhere? Because his father is the president. Whether you like it or not. But you people decided to ridicule IPOB and Onyendu because you want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dead in prison. This is what our first ladies has been pointing out to you guys, but some of you are deaf, you don't listen. Now, I've just showed you Kanu Takano's crime. And I will play the voice of the vultures that gathered. Because, you know, when you have employed people to do dirt for you, you owe allegiance to them as well. That is why in America, when the FBI or CIA gave you a deal, two things they do is either they move you out of that state or America entirely, give you a new identity, you never come back again. You don't turn your back. Or they will kill you. That is the price for being an informant. There's no two ways about it. There's no two ways about it. Once you fell into that category, you're going to pay a price for it. There's no two ways about it. So what we are seeing today, these people are now telling them what to do. But we play a little bit of their voices, and they were in the dark. How pathetic these wretched individuals are. We're talking about how to expel or suspend. I'm asking them, even Chikedozium should come and suspend Kanu Takano, because, you know, that is the reason why our leader's wife said you need to activate your frontal lobe. Chikedozium has been expelling people for a long time. Some of you don't know that after go and check since Chikedozium mentioned George Umeh on Radio Biafra, how many names has he mentioned? It took them time to think about me. I'm saying it tonight for them to know that I see through all of them. Even I told somebody what they would do, I know what they were going to do. I saw all these things. But I'm not daring them because my hands are clean. I knew what they were going to do. I knew where they are limited. I know they are limited. And they fall into that mind. Since then, where is Chikedozium? Where is he? Where is Chike Doziem? I'm asking. Some people say that the Chike Doziem his job is to sack anything sackable. His job is not to get Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out. This is how you know people you are dealing with. A leader, supposedly leader. Chike Doziem does not tweet about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Not in his Facebook, not in Twitter, not even in DOS, which I know he's not the one handling DOS Twitter handle. Don't tweet about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's to give you Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is dying tomorrow, is dying today. Onyendu is not dying. You people will die before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mark my words somewhere. I'm going to play their voice because just like Obuefi issue, this same idiot was playing Obuefi's voice, a message that was sent to Chike Doziem. Even that message that brought this problem was sent to Chike Doziem. Chike Doziem sent it in a forum or Yazin group in America. That is why, do we have a leader? Of course, we don't have one. We have a clerk, not leader. We have only one leader, which is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is reachable. Say Chike Doziem. Onyendu is not incommunicado. He's incommunicado, but he's reachable. I thank God he used his mouth and said it. So now, I just want to play a voice of people. Set of people sat down talking about this issue before it happened. Even the person give 3 days. It wasn't even up to 3 days. Before now, they went to falsify and expel criminal in IPOB, writing an IPOB memo. It's unheard. It doesn't happen anywhere. Because we live in a very civilized world. Because IPOB, the only person that have the mandate to sack and dismiss is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because of when you're being incommunicado, then they're using that now to blackmail everybody. Ejimako tweeted, and that tweet I will bring it up here. Till tomorrow morning. Not if I'm a Jofo, but you quick to counter Shasoludo because he's bothering of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu coming out of prison. It tells you all you need to know. Now, I'm going to play this voice for you. So you to listen a little bit.
You have anything to advise those who are fighting the DOS and the leadership of IPOB?
Well, if you are following my updates, I've severally admonished in line with instruction from my client. And what I can tell you is that I understand that many people don't understand that any message coming out from me is coming out from Nnamdi Kanu. I must say it today. If I write any word, I'm saying this because I know that tomorrow somebody will record what I'm saying now and keep it for him to see.
But do you know that actually in our legal team we have parallel legal team?
Yes.
Yes. Very good. And you know that in not the leadership of the DOS, do you know we also have parallel in IPOB?
Yes, I can believe that. Yes, they stay, they continue staying of. I've said this thing before. Yeah, IPOB of Nene and the Belima and the Canonta and the Ndotova and the man IPOB. So you're right. Go ahead.
Right now, nobody will tell me man that what is happening in IPOB. The leader, the legal team are not. In fact, let me not say this. Let me just put it that way. Let me just end it this way. But let me tell you something. We should leave the DOS alone. The reason why I say we should leave the DOS alone is there are certain things I've come to understand. They are too loyal to sack Kanunta. Unless if they can prove me wrong, they are too loyal to sack Kanunta or Madam Nayanya. I can understand Madam Nayanya's position because she's the finance and Oyendu himself planted her for several years. Yes, we can allow her to rule until Oyendu comes back. But what about Kingsley? Now, why I said the media warriors are also part of this problem about Kanunta is this. Do you know that we, the media warriors, can come on a particular platform and decide to rebel because all these things happening in IPOB, Remember that the Nigerian government is also listening and they are watching. Do you know? Yes.
Do you know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a member of the DOS?
Yes.
And they can take vote over any issue that is pressing us. You know that?
Yes.
I know that the DOS are loyal to our leader. But the fact of the matter is, we cannot sit by and we are drowning every day as in because they are loyal. To be loyal is the best, is a good thing. But it has to be the vision has to be the best to the best interest of IPOB. The survivability of IPOB is at stake. So the more we contend and retain them, the more we submerge each time. The more chaos is produced.
I'm not interjecting, but I just want to say something here. Over time, I have people saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a member of DOS. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a member of it because he said yes. He appointed every single person in DOS. I want to educate this moron. For any other person that, because I see someone is writing this today, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a member of DOS. Yes. Onyendu. We are in what we call quasi-military system for some of you moron. We are not in democratic setting yet. I have to clarify this point here. IPOB, we are not a country. We are a country, but we are not yet. We are aspiring to restore Biafra. And for your information, anything Mazi Nnamdi Kanu says is final. He is because he's a humble servant. That is why he created a cabinet. DOS is not the first people that were involved within Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That was Council of Elders. He dissolved it. He appoints you. That is why you should go back and read the code of conduct and read the oath you're taking. Some of you cannot understand what we are doing. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, just like someone said, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a member of the DOS, we advise each other. He's talking rubbish. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu there's no other person in IPOB that have a permanent position, only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, until Biafra is restored. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a member of the DOS because he is the when he calls CEO, he is the spirit of indigenous people of Biafra. Whatever he says is final. He said any matter the US cannot solve because you guys are working, you are his subordinate. Something that come up to hierarchy, he cannot deal with it, they bring it to him. Just like he did in the UK. Abani was begging that day. He can't say a word. All of them was begging. So stop using the word that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a member. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a member. He founded IPOB. He appointed every single one of you. None of you was voted in. Understand that fact. None of you that have position in IPOB and your position is temporary and you are not voted in. So you don't question what Onyendu said. It is written in our code of conduct, in our oath. I need you guys to go back and read your oath and your code of conduct. I will bring code of conduct on the end of this program again. If I couldn't do it today, because I've itemized it properly, I will come back here with it to make it open to everybody. Anybody telling you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a member of IPO, a member of the DOS, stop, misquoting or misleading our people. IPOB is not we are not in a democratic setting yet. We are under quasi-military system. Obey before complain. That is why you must do what you ask you to do. We are doing what you ask us to do. We don't question you until we find out that you are not doing what you ask you to do. That's where all the problems started. So if somebody is saying that Onyendu is a member of the DOS, who set up the DOS? It's Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, not you. So everything, including your oath, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's name was mentioned there. In our code of conduct, it's only his name that have a permanent position. He has the power to dismiss and appoint. I will stop here and continue with this particular thing. I want you guys to listen. And this is where they this is where they told them that they must suspend Kanu Takano. No, he's not. Chikeretem is the one. He's one now. Sackable, sackable. But Kanu Takano, I just showed you tweets. You can go and watch this program again. And I will post all these things now. We're going to we're going to make all these things available to you to read. Kanu Takano's post. We make it available for you to read them. So you see where all the problems started. We will post them. Then you see. So when you are talking, you need to remember where all the problems started. Canon Takano was the one that saved Biafran's lives, millions of Biafran's lives. And now they are crying. There's a broad bet in Biafra land. And who do you owe responsible? Chikedozium. Any debt in Biafra land, Chikedozium is responsible. I, George Umeh, said it. And I'm not taking my word back. Because he accepted that he's going to take responsibility. He want Mazi to tell him the reason why to suspend sit at home. The reason now is the broad bet in Biafra land. And Chikedozium, you must man enough to deal with it. I will leave this to play.
The more problems surfaces, the more discussions we have, the more headaches you and I have. So,
Dr. Donald.
That we cannot accept.
Dr. Donald, I want to ask you this. Had it been it's you or Ikenga that have been doing this for only 1 week, do you think you will still be like
this? How I remove gum since? Couldn't me further now?
So remember that when Onyendu was in Kenya, the US was not aware, but Kanonta was aware.
And that's very sad.
Yeah.
Very sad.
Yeah.
So Kanonta has an upper hand that we don't know. And to explain him will be very difficult unless I've been proven wrong.
I disagree with you, Mazi, in this matter. Expelling Kanu, it's as easy as expelling anybody else.
It's not easy.
Do you know why?
Ostroman, let me say something. Ostroman, mark my word, Kanonta would definitely be expelled from IPOB in less than 3 days. If after 3 days, if Kanonta is still in IPOB, I will start calling him the deputy director. So, okay. Dr. Donald, go ahead.
What you just said.
Go ahead.
Ikenga, I love what you just said. But
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
I hope all of you listened to the voice I just played, that we are giving ultimatum of 72 hours. It's barely 72 hours before they fraudulently wrote that jargon. But as we said, we're going to provide Canon Takano's, excesses, what he has done in IPOB, and he have served IPOB. Now they're running. That's what I told them. I said, you guys are not going to get away with the crime of humanity. Whatever that have happened in Biafra land today, I don't care who is doing it. It's not my problem. One thing I'm going to do here, some people think IPOB is something of we are playing here or whatnot. No. I want to clarify one thing. You see, when the zoo started calling Chinasa Nworu's name about ill things happening in Biafra land, it's because Chinasa Nworu was working with these people. He was working with them. That's number one. From the back door. He says he's a member of the US. Go, even what he wrote today, he didn't say his position. What is your position in IPOB? A member of the US. What is your position in IPOB? What is your job description in IPOB? He says he's a member of the US. He's not a member of the US. He's just ordinary Middle East rep. Put it there, that's what you are. Nothing else. But what betide you? The substitute you brought in IPOB, you will not get away with it. Because Chinasa Nworu, Chikedozium will get you when the time is right. Mark my words somewhere. You guys are not going to get away with this. They kept 72 hours. Where's Chikedozium? They say his job is to sack anything sackable. Not sackable, to destroy IPOB within. Once I have to be fair to people. Even if you go to Umeh them and Clifford, you don't hear them. These people, I swear to God, we were around. It's not like it's not the story you're telling me. We were involved. What these people done, what they have done, these people have not even, they didn't even think about it. Some of them were angry, they're human beings, you know, some of our people, because our people are emotionally bankrupt. We are weak, docile. And that's the main problem our people have. We have cried over time because of this. And it's not a joke, this is a fact and reality that before me and you. But Chikedozem, their agenda. Chineke nekweni ojo. Chineke nekweni ojo. It's not something that anybody would want to joke about. But I want to say something tonight. Because, you know, on this particular tweet here, before I continue what I was saying, this tweet here said it all about our leader. You could listen to the update, you know, of the erudites, our international council, Tonyendu, which is Barrister Aloy Ejimako, that actually comes out and throw the message that Tonyendu said, not Geoffrey that I'm not judging him, but his exercise is out there. It's just some people that are concocting stuff. Is that, you know, actually speak like that than was. I don't know Ejimako. I haven't spoke to him for one day, but we have to follow up the reality before us. As an attorney, a lawyer, you have a client. Your job is to deliver the message your client have given you to whomever that message is meant for, organically. And if that message is not being acted upon, it is your duty to go back to your client and communicate to your client that, listen, I have delivered this message, but that message has not been acted upon. You will know the truth. That is why Onyendu is using a lawyer that is not even a direct lawyer to Onyendu, that is Ohaneze Ndigbo observer to IPOB. Today is the one they are listening to. Because the seat at home, that is where they could have buried all of them. If it wasn't that message, for now, they wouldn't be hearing about Chikedoziem. You won't hear any of them. It was intervention from God. But that is the tweet. He tweeted. He said, I have concluded today's visitation with Onyendu Hatch MK and MMK. We had routine discussion that are no different from last Thursday. It's pure. There's no need, not just concocting stories. All in one, the big elephant in the room is MK's. Yeah? Freedom without further others. Every other thing, except in defense of freedom, you know, powers in completion. Very, very simple and short. That's all we want. We need to come out. How does it come out? What are they doing? Ask me, what are they doing to come out? They don't have any clue. Just they ask the clown, the guy that was sleeping in our office in Germany. Nzurumike, the so-called CRC, as another riffraff, wretched animal, I would have called him. And for abundance of doubt, this is the tweet for the guy that called himself because this tweet tomorrow morning, neither Ejimako, neither Ejiofor have come and said that this tweet was not from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is very obvious here. Today I had a visitation with Onyendu, and he asked me to make it public that he has asked one of his lawyers, it's a dispute, to do a memo to Chikedoziem to announce Ogbonna Abraham as new entering coordinator for Germany. And that Chikedoziem and the lawyer who did the memo can confirm this. It's approved by our leader. We must always project Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu be in charge. This is Chikedoziem's words. We must always project Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu being in charge, not to abandon him. We will put his life in danger in the hands of our oppressor, says Chikedoziem. So what has gone wrong, Chikedoziem, aka the enemy of the gate? This is your words. I'm borrowing your words. Our spiritual Mazi Nnamdi Kanu direct orders must be carried out organically without any iota of doubt. I'm helping you out here. Chikedoziem, this is your word. He said you are a humble follower. He knew that when he disobeyed Onyendu, his life is going to be in danger. That's why Chinasa Nworu is singing. He wished him to death, but he's not going to die. You see, Mazi Amanwu, every single one of you will die miserably. Just like when he says, once somebody is fighting for you and is somewhere smelling that person, the wrath of our land will not let you guys be. And None of you sleep at night. That's why all of you look like a haggard, hungry, wretched individual. None of you look like a normal human being. Onyendu is in prison, even if you're not oppressed there. He's better off than you guys because he's pure, his heart is clean. If he wants to be there, he can walk away if he wants to. But none of you will spend 24 hours in that prison. So-called deputy, Nzumi don't even know where our leader have been locked up. He's telling me that you're leading. Who are you leading? Huh? Who are you leading? And now, for avoidance of doubt, this is Mazi Charles Okeke, the deputy German national coordinator, has confirmed that the expelled Chinedu Collins still withheld IPOB document for his illegal memo. Hand over now. That monster must hand over IPOB property that is in his hand. Our brother is just written here. I am writing as a deputy national coordinator for Germany that Mr. Collins Chinedu has been expelled from IPOB worldwide by the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi. I hereby warn Collins Chinedu as a matter of urgency to desist from writing unnecessary memos, IPOB letterheading, handed papers that have no merit. You are asked to return all IPOB materials at your disposal with immediate effect. I refer you to Code of Conduct, Section 2, Subsection AI, on appointment and dismissal. The general public hereby warned to desist from further transaction with Mr. Collins. Is approved message from IPOB. This is in your public domain. We make this in our Alpha Media, wall for you to read up, because we don't play around here. This is a confirmation that Collins is an expelled IPOB member. Onyendu, there's a document that backed it up. Our leader expelled him. So this will make available to every assembly to go through them and understand what we are doing here. As you guys have listened, they were forced to do what they do, but it's backfiring because everything they have done, because you saw your hand, everything you do, we always backfire at you. Now, I want to play this guy's voice, Ejiofor, because it's very important. We listen to the Ejiofor. I've got no issue with anybody, but Ejiofor is playing with our leader's life and his family. The day I knew that Ejiofor has issue was the day he wrote a disclaimer against Ejimako about one of the Psalms that were about to join them. Then I have that message copied somewhere. I can go back and bring it if I want to. So people like us, we don't just jump into issues. We don't conclude things, but we follow our instincts sometimes. We don't even ask questions. I don't have anybody feeding with information. But I'm an IPOB member and I serve as a grassroots. And I know what is right and wrong within IPOB. And I understand our code of conduct. You don't need to explain it to me. So the day you did that, I asked somebody, I said, what is going on? The day the so-called infiltrators were using it as a saga. But today, the saga have turned against him. That is why when you sow, whatever you sow is what you reap. I'm not looking at somebody attacking me from behind because you know what? My hands are clean. Like the ones that call me criminal in UK, I told them, get ready for the day I will react. Because now, what they are doing, they're going around substitute and trying to use, some people live in different country and the country might be allow them to do certain things. But IPOB, we are under oath, don't remember. And IPOB is a freedom fighting movement. We are a non-governmental organization. That's what IPOB is, because we are fighting to restore Biafra. For some of you that are going through backdoor with some illegal nonsense, we know all these things, but we want to allow you guys to go forward. Canon Takano actually call somebody out, which is questioning, not suing somebody, for calling him a bastard. That Canon Takano is not Canon Takano's biological brother, meaning that Her Majesty Ugezelolo is a wayward movement. That is what they're telling you in turn. But this is a story for another day. Let's listen to Ejiofor where he was bragging that he's most trusted. Why would you say that if you are most trusted? You see, when people sell themselves, you know they're not real. You don't blow your own horn. You don't blow your own trumpet. You allow people to tell you that. I judge will never repost whatever he posts because me, I'm very straightforward. I don't mimic. I will not. Once he fell out, we are in the middle of war. I don't give a crap about you. I don't. But we hold them responsible for their words. Let's listen to Ejiofor. And one of the media warrior recharge media, because all these people are living in Africa, all of them claiming that this or that. You know, once they're sending them, we have where they're sharing 4,000 naira. You know, this I don't disrespect. I said it before, is inducement. This is not IPOB. IPOB have a platform. We have Radio Biafra, and we have Radio Biafra Facebook, which we got up to almost 2 million before Facebook disabled it, which that took even the former, like someone like Obi Weben, they went to Los Angeles and fought against it. IPOB have a central command. We know how we deal with our media. We have family writers. But when Onyendu give accolades some individuals, it doesn't give you the right to start interfering in IPOB internal affair. No. You are there to fight our enemy, not to fight IPOB. You turn the gun on your own people. That's what happened in Biafra land. Courtesy of who? Chike Doziem. The Chronicle of a Saboteur. Chike Doziem, a.k.a. the enemy at gate. Listen to Ejiofor for avoidance of doubt.
Coming out from me.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
For you, do you have anything to advise those who are fighting the DOS and the leadership of IPOB?
Well, if you are following my updates, I've severally admonished in line with the instruction from my client. And what I can tell you is that I understand that many people don't understand that any message coming out from me is coming out from Nnamdi Kanu. I must say it today. If I write any word, I'm saying this because I know that tomorrow somebody will record what I'm saying now and keep it for him to see. Any message coming out from him, from me, from this mouth, writing update, is coming out from him. Don't add, don't subtract. I don't even subtract. So I encourage people to pay attention to my updates. I'm not the kind who stocks it. Go and write it down. I am his most.
Well, this is a typical lie. You know, when someone is lying, it is not hard to know. Like I said, any blackmailer, he said any message coming from him shows you. Go and read Ejiofor's messages from Facebook. It's copy and paste messages. I don't read that junk. I don't read it. He's bragging that he's most trusted. Trusted on what? What have you done, Ejiofor? Onyendu house was 2017. Onyendu house was invaded by the Nigerian military. He could not file that particular matter in court, in Bintayaku court. Ask him, what has he done? Almost 3 years after, he could not. That was the reason why the woman didn't listen to it. Some of you don't know this. Ejiofor could not establish that Mazi Nnamdi was invaded by the Nigerian government. He was saying it verbally and he's a lawyer. Anything he don't legitimize, nobody gives a crap about it. That is why you read law. What did you learn at law school? You're bragging. You allow your emotion to overwhelm your intelligence, which I think you are not. I'm writing jargon. Who gives a crap about what you write? I want you to take one thing from what he said. He's most trusted. Whatever he wrote, we are watching what you wrote. But Ejimako wrote something about somebody being removed in Germany. You have no answer to it. But you're quick to jump on Soludo because Soludo now have found out that you are irrelevant. All of you are fighting for your belly. Average Igbo man buying and selling mentality only do one all of us about is what you guys brought in IPO. But Chukwu Abiyama will destroy your generations one after another. I will allow you to finish your garbage.
Trusted. Most trusted. Not it from me there. I'm saying publicly now. I am his most trusted. Everybody who close to know about that. I am his most trusted. So anything coming out from my mouth, I update or write in my update. It's his words. I don't need to add to that. And if you're following my update, he's saying nothing but people should align with instruction. People should respect the US. And nothing more. That's all. So anybody who is doing anything tantamount to that is on his own. That's settled. So any word coming out from me is coming out from his words. Take it from me. Don't listen to people who are confused. Many people are confused who are benefiting from one thing or the other they're doing. to circumvent or probably to achieve their selfish interests, right? Actually, that's not the point. The point that any word coming out from me is coming out from you. That's why I read it right. Whenever you say I visit him and write an update, take it from him. Put me as thinker, take it that way. That's settled. So thank you so much.
Okay, before I go to the last question, people say that the message that you are writing, some of them see it as a very big grammar and it's written in metaphor that they are not able to understand it. So I don't know if there is any way you will be able to make.
Anyway, this is quite irrelevant. It's not really something I'm going to waste my time to listen to the crap and garbage they're talking about. The fact remains that I just clarify you here that we see every single word that comes out of a Jofor's mouth. This is where he told you that Mazi Nnamdi, he never delivered all the message you asked him to deliver. If you go back on the issue of Simon Ekpa broadcasting in Radio Biafra, the architect of that issue is a Jofor. That is the enemy of gate, enemy at the gate, double standard. Onyendu, you have access to go and visit our leader as his attorney. And he gave you a message to give to the whoever that is now foreseeing whatever he have left behind. Your duty was to go and deliver that message to whoever that was supposed to directly. That person will convey the message now to the individual through our, our, if you call it code of conduct or whatnot, how now the process of us to allow somebody to broadcast through Radio Biafra like other broadcaster within Radio Biafra, chain of command 8. But you went ahead because you and Simon was whining and dining, which he confirmed. We have the video. Couple 2 months ago, you guys were still talking together. Because where you guys share 700 for 7,000, that was a lot of money, bro. It's not chicken change. That's people hard-earned money. And Umeh account, all the money that went into that account, all of you shared it together. So that was where the old problem started. So whatever you have said is exactly what you're doing oppositely. And everybody can see it now. Why didn't you respond to Ejimako's tweet? No, you wouldn't do it. Because you're benefiting from Mazi Nnamdi, and that is what Soludo have found out. And Soludo come out honestly and said that he volunteered to Mazi Nnamdi to come to the, to the governor's lodge. Whenever they requested Mazi Nnamdi, he will make it available to restore peace in the whole southeastern region, known as Biafra. But you're opposing it because why? To listen to who? Who is it? Listen to you? Some of us have forgotten you've been winning case with Nigeria and getting billions and all that. We understand all of that. But we don't care. But when it comes to Onyendu, we will care. So I'm not going to dive in too much in it. All this is on social media, so people have watched it. So, but I just want to reiterate again that a Jofor is actually the problem we have. It's obvious. Nobody told me. But, by their words and by their actions, you will tell. It's very simple. You pick and choose. Simon issue, he constituted it, even though that Chike Doziem and his cronies were confused. Just like if he was talking to those who more that publicly, the way that video they caught him, imagine what happened. Simon knew that these are a bunch of clowns. And the guy just drive up on top of them. And they were the one that recommended Onyendu to call his name. Wasn't Chike? Wasn't they say that they put his name there? So why is that my problem? I don't give a crap about him. It's not my problem. My problem is them. They're my problem. Simple as that. And every IPOB member that is straightforward should know that Simon Ekpa, or whatever his name is, I said it. We came out before. I told them what to do. Who told them what to do to Simon Ekpa? They couldn't do it. But today, some of them are going behind the door and suing some IPOB within IPOB member. But that's a story for another day. I'm not going to say nothing about it for now until when we have the clear fact of what has gone wrong. Then we make it available to everybody. And there's something I want to say here tonight. For some people are getting confused. You see, the issue of people mentioning Chinasa Nworu, connecting him with whatever that happened in Biafra land because they know that Chinasa Nworu is involved. Some of you have forgotten that Chinasa Nworu was the first person that came to the Biafra and mentioned Canon Takano. That he was the person that they called him and what he told them before Austin Albany came and said this is not a family business. And before he started coming to the Biafra to mention commanders on the ground, their names, and which he has no control over. That's why they're calling his name. And when they mention Good Luck, some people getting emotional about Good Luck. Good Luck, Onyendu, you've forgotten that Onyendu was with us when Good Luck was assassinated. And Onyendu made a special program about Good Luck. To actually tell the world what happened to Good Luck. I'm not Good Luck, so Good Luck. The man they killed in nowhere. But, like I said before, whatever the crime he committed, you will be liable to it. Like I said, China Sanwo-Olu, whatever, if he's a human being, but whatever China Sanwo-Olu has done today, Chikeredozem is the one you have to hold responsible. Because Chikeredozem accepted it with his own mouth and is on tape. We're not living in the 60s. We are in a very, internet is a global village. So they shouldn't think that that's why I said, whatever I said, I have the proof to back it up. I'm going to play the Onyendu's broadcast about Good Luck. So some people don't attach Good Luck with IPOB. It has got nothing to do with us. If they mention China Sanwo-Olu, because they know China Sanwo-Olu has been blackmailing people. And is he working with those people because they have been using him to blackmail his own people? The commander you want to go and command, do you know who they are? Even as I had the console issue, he played a role in it. That's why he came and calling his younger brother's name. But I don't want to dive into that. What I'm saying tonight is that if they accuse you of killing people, you are responsible for it and you must clarify your name. That has nothing to do with IPOB. I read Kanan Takano's tweet here about how they want to link IPOB with terrorism. Even they even push it to the index. Some of you don't know how that index was scrapped out. But he's shouting, you're in leadership, because you're going around the world, stifle IPOB fund, and living large. I think you have arrived. Thunder, all of you one by one. I want to play the program of Onyendu about Good Luck. And I stand on my word that China Sanwo-Olu is a devil. And whatever he has done, we must hold responsible. I'm going to leave their voices. I don't want to. And this program, end of this program, I will play their voice. I will leave their voices to play for you. They listen to those people that you say they are leading you. But firstly, let's listen to Good Luck. Because it's very important.
Alpha Power Media International.
Mr. President, remove, arrest, prosecute Major General Ali Munguno.
That's the man that killed him. Ali Munguno is the man that killed Ahmed Gulag. Simple and short. Why is it that Nigerian journalists are trying to pin it on IPOB? Why? I'm asking them. Yoruba journalists, why are you people this evil? What type of demon created you people? You have no soul and you have no conscience. Oh God, let's continue listening.
Your national security advisor. He is corrupt. He is clueless. He don't have the interests of Nigeria and Nigerians at heart. And that Munguno is a hypocrite. If he is the NSC and he think he have available power within him, let him arrest me. He is corrupt. He's a thief. Is a problem to the security of this country. If people are afraid, I'm not afraid. I'm only afraid of God.
He is saying it because he knows nobody can say that I am not afraid if his life is not in danger. Nobody can say that. But that's what he said. Let's continue listening.
Because Munguno is only busy stealing the monies meant to protect us. That is it. And the better for you, Mr. President, remove Major General Munguno. Is the most useless NSA ever produced in the history of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Are you listening? Now, they used Hope Uzodinma to kill him. Hope Uzodinma was the one that lured him to Owerri. Hope Uzodinma, like one more. They used him to lure this man to Owerri. This man was afraid of his life. That was why he refused the police escort. He refused the army escort. He used ordinary taxi. He knew his life was in danger. That is where they want to blame IPOB and ESN. Do you see how evil these people are? how evil they are. But we must continue. We must continue. Because it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. This is the same gulag that Okorocha offered money to put his son-in-law, Uche Nwosu, in Ikonso house, the government house in Owerri. The same gulag. All of a sudden, it's IPOB. They chose to assassinate him. They wanted to kill two birds with one stone. We can kill him and also rope IPOB into, because they could have killed him in the north. They could have used ISIS to kill him, of which Ali Monguno is a staunch member of, the National Security Advisor of Nigeria. These are people stealing money now. These are the people stealing money. The whole Gulag subterfuge is something we Biafrans are used to. Britain wanted to stop Biafra, wanted to stop Dr. Michael Lop, and all they did was to get involved and a few people to do a coup. At the end of the day, at the end of that process, we had lost 5 million people and counting. That is how they operate. So when they kill Gulag, then Igbos in the north will be massacred. But thankfully, Hausa people have said they are no longer interested in doing the bidding of the Fulani Janjaweed. That's why there's been no killings all this while. Now the Hausa people understand that I and Nnamdi Kanu, I'm also fighting for them. They understand it very clearly. For them to be free from the yoke of Fulani Janjaweedism. They understand it very clearly. The time where you can come with your lies and get away with it is long gone. Not anymore.
Definitely going to...
Not anymore.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
I'm definitely going to...
But you actually in our legacy will have...
Quickly. Because the first code of conduct I brought up was a wrong code of conduct. I just want to refer this guy called Chinedu Collins and to show you guys every single thing that Canon Takano did and Madam Nyanya was actually, the right was derived from our code of conduct. Because you must be very, very careful and wary of what you're doing. And that's why a lot of people go to jobs. When you go to job, if you don't follow what is it? Probably is I don't know, maybe kind of job you go to that always have a code of conduct in every job. And that code of conduct must be respected and you must follow it to letter. There is no if but there. So I just want to quickly do this because the program, as I'm ending this program now, so I just want to quickly do this again and just to show you a very specific in our code of conduct that will help so many of you that are probably not aware, because information is a key and knowledge is power, if you ask me. Now, if you look at this code of conduct right now, the way you're looking at it on the screen, it says only the screen leader, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi has the power of duty in IPOB, nobody else. Power of duty in IPOB, only Mazi Nnamdi have it, nobody else. And it says there, in the subsection A, appointment and dismissal. The power of appoint, suspend, or dismiss erring principal officers versed exclusively on the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB in bracket, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi, except and to the extent he clearly, expressively delegated the power to any other principal officer, which in turn include every principal officer, but Onyendu have to approve it. That is when he specifically, when Onyendu specifically ordered Chikedozium to remove the former Southeast Regional Coordinator of United Kingdom, he didn't do it. That is where all this problem started. Because you can't, when you implement law, you must force it. In IPOB, it's very clear here that nobody else can dismiss anybody and appoint anybody unless Onyendu. For those that are claiming that Mazi Nnamdi is a member of DOS, Mazi Nnamdi is a member of the DOS. He found the DOS. And listen to this here. The chronicle of a saboteur of our time, Chike Doziem, aka the enemy at the gate. This particular section here, which is subsection of C, hierarchy structure. And he said that every principal servant of indigenous people of Biafra, from unit coordinator up to the highest level of coordination must. Coordination meaning doesn't matter. Coordination, not coordinator. Coordination meaning it could be Chike Doziem, it could be anybody, it could be deputy leader. Must. That's why you see that arrow pointing on the must. He said must adhere very strictly to this code of conduct by ensuring that they report in all cases. In all cases, he didn't say some cases, in all cases. And at all time to the immediate superior, except on a case of complaint against the immediate superior officer, in which case they shall send a written complaint to the next superior officer. But Chike Doziem never allowed this to sell, going through the chain of command of IPOB. They bastardized it by interfering, by meddling. Madam Nyanya, you can see there, she's simply doing her job, which is to ensure that finance, that's our finance there, say, to ensure that financial probate and transparency. The IPOB head of finance or treasurer shall have electronic access to all financial accounts set up internationally or nationally, either directly by IPOB or by its agent or representing. For those that are trying to make some bad move, Madam Nenyan is in the code of conduct her job. So we are not afraid of our enemies. But she's simply doing her job for your information. Just want to quickly run this before I stop. Now, the clown called Chinedu Collins. I just want to read you on this subsection B, General Rules of IPOB, which I've read before. But I want you to see clearly. Somebody should read this to Collins, please. That's why I put it up this way. All IPOB family members must maintain decorum. I hope you know what decorum means. Decorum means that he must be in accordance with IP, and that's, even though somebody is fighting you, you must not respond to that person. We see people come to our protest. I'm the first CSO United Kingdom for one day. We never harass those even know they were against Onyendu. We never do it. They do come to our line, but you don't drive them away. It's a public setting. Even though they decide to come to a meeting, you will speak to them nicely. Yeah? So this particular subsection B, General Rules, is for Collins, for him to understand that IPOB actually, the code of conduct works. So for me, and another thing here is Mazi Takano simply abiding on IPOB code of conduct by just highlighting the obvious dangers. If you listen to this particular, to our conclusion now, we see the arrow pointing down. It says all form of shape of bribery, corrupt or criminal activities, and practice are prohibited in IPOB. He said it is the duty of all IPOB members to expose such practice with irrefutable evidence. Anyone found indulging in this act shall be dismissed and expelled from IPOB worldwide, just like Collins has been. And Chike Doziem, we have evidence of them being indulged in criminality because they are diverting IPOB fund. That is a pure criminality. So this is what I wanted to run quickly with you guys. And just to let you know, because at the end of the day, I've stayed over 2 hours on this program. If I have time, I will come back before weekend. If not, next week I'm gonna do early program. But one thing I must say to every Biafran listening to the sound of my voice tonight, our leader is that big elephant in the room. And Mazi Nnamdi remain the arrowhead of IPOB. We do not have 2 leaders. Regardless the substitute they're peddling around, IPOB remain peaceful. ESN is formed because of necessity to protect our land. They are our vigilantes. We don't have any arm of soldiers because China Sanwo with his own mouth brought what is happening in Biafra land. Some people have forgotten when he was saying that they're building different arms in the ESN, the ones that are going to arrest. None of you remember all these things now. Now he's one writing. Now these Zusojana have come down to match you toe to toe. Where are you with those people that say we're going to be arresting people? China Sanwo and Chike Doziem. You people are responsible for the mayhem going on in Biafra land. And all of you must be held accountable. Thank God, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in infinite mercy, 20 seconds he had in court. He said, and I quote, I want Biafra land to be peaceful. But still, you guys hell-bent. But because you have soiled your hand, the Chukwu Kabiama does not let his own people down. So, my fellow comrade, thank you for listening to me. I'm going to put their voices for you to listen to, this evil man. And after that, that will be the end of this program. Thank you for listening, and good night from here. Day one.
Should suspend the sit at home. And I asked our people, those that I had discussion. I said, but what is the reason? Did anyone give any reason why we should suspend it? And they said he didn't give a reason. And I asked them, but you tell me, what reason would I give Biafrans why I am suspending this sit at home when our demands has not been met? That was my question. I asked those both in DOS and those who were not in DOS that I had the opportunity to speak with. They were telling the news. I asked them, what will be the reason I have to give? And with that, sorry, I think I'm trying to mix a little thing here, but the lawyers have not come back to us now. Now, this is before the night, the first day of it. So when I was asking them, what is the reason they want us to suspend this thing? And they told me that we should use NECO as an excuse. I mean, we should use NECO because of the exam that the people are trying to hold. And I said, but NECO doesn't really, it's not a strong excuse to give the Biafrans why we should stop the sit at home. And I will be very, very frank. And I will take the responsibility. I haven't said it on air before because it's not, I don't come on air to, and I said, because there is no reason from our leader that we should stop this sit at home, that we are going to go ahead with the sit at home. And then we went ahead with the first sit at home. After we did the first sit at home, and it was a huge success, unbelievably successful. Then, after that same Monday after the sit at home, the lawyers had a visit again to Onyendu, and they now came back and said that Onyendu said we must suspend that sit at home. So that message came now the second time, and I said, okay, if Onyendu insists, after the evidence we have provided that this thing was successful and that our people were willing to do it, if he insists, I will suspend it. And I suspended it. That instruction came from Onyendu. And anybody who tells you otherwise is lying. And that's how I'll answer that question for you. Now,
when we mount up that pressure, everywhere started to panic. When we declared this sit at home, we got a message from the leader that we should call off this sit at home. I don't want to go deep on people. There were people who played a very dangerous role against that sit at home for their own selfish interest. Because I expect you to come here to ask, when we put sit at home, you saw that Ohaneze Ndigbo, you saw the people opposing the sit at home. You saw them. And you saw people who were giving them thumb up. It is that destruction they want in IPOB. It is to destroy and discredit the IPOB leadership. After due consultation with our leader, we went ahead, conducted the first sit at home that was carried around the world. Our leader continued to send message that the sit at home, we should call it off. the message continued to come. Everybody was reluctant to call it off. Why I'm explaining this thing is that at the end of the day, I want you who have supported because they sit at home Monday, our people have been voluntarily. When we announced they sit at home, we got messages. Even we are not normal. We know that spoken word cannot be retrieved back. But the enemies of this struggle, they continue to attack the sit at home. They continue to bring excuses that NATO is coming. This one is coming. The university is 6 months on strike till now. They use it to blackmail the IPOB leadership, if you are not aware. Everywhere was that the Chike Doziem and Chinasa Woru, they don't listen to what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is saying. That they disobeyed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And you are one of those people. I am making you a direct accusation. Some of you, like you, were part of the people carrying all this kind of rumor that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told them to allow somebody to come on radio. They refused. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told them to cancel the sit at home. They refused. I know this struggle. That word that I spoke, because it was in conformity in what the leadership agreed, and it was the best for the struggle. But you were there when people were blackmailing Chinasa Woru and Chike Doziemo. It was to avoid saying that we disobey Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because we must always listen to him. Whether in the DSS
International.
Okay,
Yes.
go ahead.
Okay, and I was saying that I thank sister that just spoke, especially again because at the last conclusion of our statement, said it all. She said it all because she said, I'm the second in command. I'm the second in command. The first in command is there. I cannot honestly be expected to take over the work of the first command. The first command is reachable. He is still in charge. And that is what I have been trying to let our people know. That is also what the enemy wants us to do. They want us to isolate our leader. Isolate him in the sense that believing that he's not in control. Oyendu is in control, and that is what we must push across. I am second in command. When there are issues that I can deal with immediately and deal with as second in command that does not need the input of Oyendu, I deal with them. Because I know he has taught me how to deal with those issues. But if there are so weighty issues that we need the first in command to make an input, I will act according to his instructions. And as I'm speaking to you, Oyendu is seized of the allegations about his head of finance. I know the instructions as he told me to carry out. Based on that, he has not asked me to remove anybody, and I cannot remove anybody because Oyendu, people are going around saying, I said it on my broadcast, and I'm very disappointed. Are we deliberately trying to isolate him? Because that is what they want us to do. We must push it all the time that the Oyendu is in charge. That is what scares our enemy. If we reduce his authority, we are putting him in danger. And I cannot be part of that. So until he tells me in that very serious allegation, very serious matter, that he appointed head of finance and taking into account that these allegations have been there before he got this issue that he has now. He was already aware of it. He hasn't acted on them, and up to now he hasn't asked me to act on them. I don't think it's reasonable for me to act without his authority. I can't do that. That is why I'm a very, very simple, obedient follower. That is how it is. I know where my responsibility lie. I know where my duties lie. I know where I am expected to act, and in those areas, be rest assured that I will act. Where the input of Oyendu is needed, I will wait for his input before I act. We are here also, we may disagree on that, but that is my outlook of this whole situation. I have been in this movement.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
To court. With the state of the mind you have seen our leader, do you think our leader is not capable of making any decision? Something he sees may affect him or affect the struggle. That's number one. Number two, the IPOB leadership is not taking orders. Every order. What Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is doing is to...
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Times are different with the time we are in. The kind of detention somebody is equating to that you don't take orders is the time when messages passes from one hand to another before it gets to the leader. Now, we have been in this struggle. We work with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Ask the lawyers. There are a message, if they bring it, we told them this message is not what we expect. That means the message might be diluted. We now use our brain and decode the remaining things we have to do. That is why we are...
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
There are many people who have refused to respect and obey this IPOB structure. Some people went home. They said, because it's only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu I will respect. When he is out, I will come out. But let me give you a message. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu also take advice from the IPOB leadership. We do advise each other when we have things. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is somebody who takes advice. Put in your mind, you have closed every door to even work with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because I know when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come out, you go to him and tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because you were not there, I didn't want to work. And if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu tell me to work with you, I will tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I won't work with you. Because if in your absence, you don't respect the leadership, you don't work with anybody in the leadership. Now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is out, you come to work with the leadership. We won't work with you. It's as simple as ABCD. And he will understand our stand. Because you can't insult. We are building a nation. We are building a country, an institution. Now, at the end of the day, if Mazi Nnamdi, what if Biafra comes today? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu retire. That he said he don't want to be the leader. A new leader emerge. You say you won't respect that place only. Then you go home and you sleep and close your mouth shut. It is stupidity and the ignorance. Anybody opening his mouth anywhere and say, I don't listen to anybody, only Mazi Nnamdi. You are stupid. When you are making such comment, it doesn't show that you love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That does not what it means. It shows how stupid and selfish and ignorant you are. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not only him, it's IPOB. It's not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that it is the IPOB made Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu lead IPOB to the glory also. Trying to say only when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come out, you come back to the struggle, that is for you. Remember, most of you, we have marked many of you. There are some of you who have, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had problem. I'm not asking you to respect me. I don't need respect from you. Respect the institution. Respect the structure of IPOB. Some of you who come and talk rubbish on social media talk, you are not even up to my younger sisters. You are not even up to my younger sisters. Some of you not even up to my younger brothers. You are not even up to my cousins. People who respect us. We have a lot of people who respect us. You are nobody. But you come, you put your mouth, because talk is free. You come, you demonize the leadership. You think tomorrow is when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come out. You come, you say because that time Mazi Nnamdi, that time you go and walk in the office of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If he takes you, you walk there. If he don't take you, you take your bag and go home and sit. Dear friends and all the lovers of freedom, we have stayed very long on this program. I didn't.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International. Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
There are things we can praise, but in everything we scatter. Yes. But as we are planning it also, we take, sometimes we do inform our leader also. We say, wait. But there is a time we also, because we don't want what happened we don't want what happened during the sit-at-home order to repeat itself. We don't want. We don't want an order we will give now, the enemies will, and we feel it may be too early. We don't want to do it based on what, because of these enemies, infiltrators. Let me tell you something. This thing we are doing, if we don't handle it very well, because that is what the government wants us to do. When we just mention, you will see they will use anybody. You saw what happened in the sit-at-home. You saw it. You saw it that just to announce something for the benefit of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because he was not listening. You saw it. You saw his brothers came out, issued their own press release. You saw, this is what they are waiting for. They came to counter all the effort and that pronouncement. What people don't understand, they were fighting a wrong fight. That pronouncement, that the same day I made that pronouncement. One thing people don't know is this. I didn't make that pronouncement by my own power. But somehow I was asked to always go on radio to speak to our people. And that was the time I was given that instruction. And the moment I pour out that word, it becomes like waking even when we want to call it off, the members of the DOS was saying we cannot call this thing off. But it's because of the pressure, putting pressure on Onyendu, and at the end of the day, is the sit-at-home not heading to 1 year? People capitalize on it.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International. Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Because it hasn't proved to be that way. I don't want to ever say that. I want ever evidence. Because say,
enwere every evidence igosi that na ihe niile ga-eme onye ndu nọ n'aka Chukwu. Can you imagine? Hi, alụ eme.
And the others should all reaction of human being. All human reaction. If a man like this, how a human being should react.
Yes.
Is how we are reacting. But all the muka, spiritually, all the muka,
yeah. Also, I think so too.
Yes, and all the muka, or what came back at in that thing. But this stage, after this stage,
yes. Yes, all the time.
Yes, although all the mega balance in HDM.
Yeah.
You see, kind of check.
That is the way it looks like.
You see, that is.
I will talk about this tomorrow. Because I will talk about this tomorrow because more